It's worth mentioning when we look towards his veto, Nuke gets picked in. On paper, it does feel like a punish pick, but also worth mentioning that Monte have picked into this map. That previous series, they picked into Nuke. So it's not a map that they shy away from. It's not a map that they're kind of scared to play against. They just maybe have got to get a little bit more depth in terms of the calling. We've kind of talked about this, the consistent vent dives and whatnot. Yeah. We just want to see a little bit more, but we'll see that in the second map. For now, we're kickstarting things here on Dust 2. It is the pick of Monte as we get this show on the road. And I'm excited to see what we get here for our first map of the day. Heroic will be starting on that CT side, and Monte on the T side.
Few sets of Julies in play. Seems like a slower start out from Monte here, not looking to rush into things. Well executed first smoke of the series. Always a good sign. Always a bit nervous. Now sort of faking things out towards middle, not, again, sending loads of resources. Julie's got to be very careful here. xCloud seems ready for this style of hit. He'll take the info and just back off, really, so not wanting to give them that first kill just yet. Azuwu's going to go digging. He's got to be careful here.
Yeah, the thing is, Monte actually have to fight for tunnel. They've lost lower tunnel control and upper tunnel control by product of it in, you know, immediate fashion. So they sort of have to put a bit of presence there. xCloud for the first, Youngster for one of his own as well, looking for a second. Will get dinked in the making, and he actually is given the luxury of falling back, and that's where Krisen remains. Nice shots from Rainwaker. Oh, Rainwaker, hang on. Single-handedly has pulled this round back in favor of Monte. He's on for the ace as well, and he's looking for the last man. It's xCloud with the dualies, who started things off for Heroic. Does he clear car? He does. And now called upon in a clutch. It's all on the shoulders of the Bulgarian, who wants to bombard with the Glock bullets. 14 points of HP, and he plays at range as well. And against the dualies, this is the right call, but it does give xCloud the luxury to cross towards the site. Rainwaker waits. He's trying to buy some time. There's no kit in play. The fight's got to be successful, and it's not. Rainwaker an ace to start the day here on the B stream.
That's tough for xCloud, though, man. He lands all the bullets, just none of them in the head. That's what he needed, and he is denied the chance. But yeah, a brilliant way to kick things off for sure, as they will start pretty solidly on that T side of things. It's this run of 3 in the middle that was just absolutely ridiculous. Making that Glock sing.
I really thought that round was all but done for Monte. Like,
yeah,
the initial couple of kills come through.
Sure.
Like, that's it, really, in theory. What a recovery. We've already seen, you know, we've kind of highlighted it with BMAS, but they're very good at when somebody's in form, just continuing to kind of run with that.
Yeah. I think a relatively loose calling style just allows them to adjust things on the fly. Maybe they're all playing slightly different roles within that T-side pack in particular. Picking this one slowly. Similar to the previous round, get some nades out, fake things a little, draw some attention, but they just contact out long. So they're enjoying that. Krisen tries to get the header in. It will indeed cause a bit of a gap. It's Nilo over a car, though, that goes overlooked here. He will be spammed down eventually. The gap's not really big enough to abuse at this stage. Youngster inside the smoke. I think he has just been spotted there. Maybe a leg or maybe on the mini-map, but all the same, they will deal with him. Jump scout attempted. Not going to happen. I think you maybe start a conversation about walking away here.
Yeah, especially the FAMAS.
Right, try and get that in a better spot next round, but he's still looking. They're still trying to find this first kill. Elevator living up to its namesake here. As xCloud goes up, does get one, tags another. Not a lot of time here. We'll continue the trades coming in. I mean, the damage is good, but yeah, someone needs to get on this bomb like right now. And I think they're going to miss the window potentially. We'll find out. They're close to the bomb, but unable to really get on it safely. Decent damage, kill bonus, still get to save a strong weapon. It's not a bad result for Heroic.
Yeah, you can take some positives away from that. You're absolutely right, but for the most part, all that really matters is that Monte convert that bonus and convert that round to continue the strong start. There's a couple of last moments here. I mean, honestly, even with that scout, if he got a tag in that first swing out from Krisen, could have been something behind it, but yeah, not to be. It's damaging, but it's not going to be problematic in a sense for Monte. They can rebuy around here. All the same, and they will. This round should be a pretty simple one in towards the third. One FAMAS, a couple of 5.7s. Elo got a bit of armor. They're going to send the pack in towards top mid. Let's see what this is about. Flash over. Azu's here. First fight is clean. Looks for more as well. And with the support of Afro and Gizmy, they read that like a book. That was a known quantity of that being a play. But a couple of kills with a 5.7 for Nilo. You take those.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Flash is a nice move. They were just set up really well to deal with it. So unable to capitalize, unfortunately. Crizzen making them wait here to close out the round. And they are, again, attentively watching him.
Oh,
that's sharp. Can he get any more here? He had a better weapon, which he now does.
Funny enough you say that.
Yeah, maybe.
I honestly say
they're out
save.
There, though. Yeah, I think it is a save angle now. They've hightailed it towards B.
Keep out of the AK. This is...
Again, super costly. I mean, you look at where the T-side money is, it's really going to cost them a lot. So the next couple rounds are not necessarily a sure thing, and gap could close quick. I've got to be careful with Heroic breathing down their neck here.
Yeah. Honestly, I think, you know, for Crizzen in this position, like, you can still be pretty happy of how this round's ended. It's a safe FAMAS and a couple of 5.7s. You're walking away with 3 kills and an AK brought in towards the next. You're more than happy with that. Nice work. He was looking to see whether there was any potential at X's at the tail end, but that won't be the case. He's tucked over towards short and nobody going to make his way in his direction. I say that. He definitely can hear these steps. Ooh, yeah, he can, but... Oh, he's going to go down!
Wow.
Yeah, bomb radius on Dust 2 is a little large. Wow. That's massive, though. Especially because we've kind of seen... You know, the jokes that have been made on the broadcast about people saving on the B side. Obviously, that's kind of changed a bit now, but that is that's unfortunate. That's what happens when you don't have armor, I guess.
That's still crazy to me. That's like half the map away.
Yeah. Should have just stayed over towards pit.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
One of those,
the ultimate saving spot.
It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things because they know they're going to get a buy-in towards the next. It would have been, of course, nice to have that cherry on top of an AK. Yeah, exactly. But hopefully you just laugh it off. And especially if your first gun round can go well, then you can laugh it off. Let's see. Oh, nearly had the chance of lining them up. BMAS and Azu, though, really aggressive and very risky in a sense, but it's a risk that pays off. However, the T-side molly stops the T-side smoke from bouncing to cover the entirety of the cross.
They've certainly jumped the gun on some of this utility. It gets a little awkward, slows them down. They don't feel confident to move forwards.
Like this.
Quick flank brewing. All about how you play that, and ultimately all about whether the T-side actually do commit here. It seems like they will. I think maybe a save being called despite the good position. A little all over the place. Is it a save? I suppose maybe not. As Nilo is nearly caught in towards CT. X-Floud's timing is just slightly too slow. Does not jump the gun fast enough. They'll get one traded back on the side, but they don't fancy it. They don't know how low these players are.
Yeah.
Could have given this a decent sniff, but unfortunately they will take the save. So Monte keep them coming, looking really sharp this morning.
Yeah, definitely kind of the type of round loss that you'd be kicking yourself a little bit for Heroic. There was like a couple of things that if they had gone right, that round changes. I mean, if the initial engagement out towards long, there was 2 players initially there. The Orb gets one, and the Rifle sticks around gets one of his own as well. It denies all that space for Monte, and of course that one on towards Afro, which X-Cloud should be winning that. He thought his timing was perfect, but Afro honestly just gets it absolutely perfect to the millisecond. Throws the smoke, insta turn around with the gun ready to shoot. It's nice work though, it really is. Yeah, that is as perfect as it gets. Bit of a tilter.
My thoughts exactly.
Yeah, but for Monte, you love to see it. It's a nice start. This is a, you know, I'll keep saying it with this Monte side, but I do think they are one of the more underrated sides at this tournament. A lot of people are sleeping on them, but their recent formers look quite good. They've been scaling up the ranks quite nicely, and we've known them from the upper echelons of Tier 2 for a long time now. They play some good Counter-Strike. Gizmy is calling well above his years, and especially being a new caller. Like, he kind of took over the IGL role because he had to, because IGL left, and it was like, there was a void left in the team, and he just like, all right, cool, I'm a supporting player, but I'll take the reins. I guess I can do it. And I really think he's brought a lot towards this side. It's a slightly fresher style, so it's very quick, very punchy, especially on the CT side. And for those who maybe this is your first time catching Monte, keep an eye on their CT sides. They love to do these quite audacious, really quite aggressive rounds that they'll throw. And a lot of teams just seem to honestly be falling by the wayside to them.
Yeah, and I mean, for a team that is born of online Counter-Strike, right? Players that are born of that as well. I think that Gizmy recognizes how to play in what you might argue starts off as a mix and see how it feels, and a bit of a rotating door of players. In theory, that's what can happen on teams like this. And obviously just such a directive at the moment as well around this team that we mentioned quite a bit on the first day, maybe not so much now, but they're playing lands only.
Yes,
it would seem.
They've changed the philosophy.
Yeah, well, kind of min-maxing for the gamers out there, of course, of which I'm sure there are many.
Really?
Yeah. It's very clever. It's very clever. So there's obviously a real MO to this team. Kind of a unicorn round. Bomb's gone down. Everybody's still alive. What do the CTs want to do about this? They've got really strong long presence. Rainwaker has made his way in towards middle. I don't think he really heard that first player.
Yeah.
But he's going to hear this second one. And finally make his move to strike. Jaws in the water behind, looking for three. Oh, it's Gizmy. I
thought.
So did I. That would have been a mad transfer. But it's Gizmy that's nicked it all the same. Brilliant move from Rainwaker. God damn it, man. That was going to be clip of the week so far.
Yeah. That would have been a mental one if he got that.
SMH.
Another fantastic round, though, for Monte. And all 5 stay alive as well, just to really rub salt in the wound to a heroic side who are slow to wake up this morning. Monte out the gates looking sharp. Oh, man, it just looks great, doesn't it? But it's actually
I think if we change the kill feed to Rainwaker, then it's fine.
Yeah.
And, you know, I can put it on my TikTok or whatever. And it looks like Rainwaker's got 3.
Yeah. Production, we're leaving that one up to you guys. Thank you very much.
Get that MS Paint out.
Yeah. Yeah, make it look as bad as possible.
Yeah.
Just scribble out where it says Gizmy. Either way, it's a 5-0 start. And I guess the positive for Heroic is they have lost bonus, which means kind of consistent buys with the saves. But generally speaking, that's not a positive position to be in. You're 5 rounds in the hole, and you're just about squeezing out investments. And you can even see as well, right? Sure, we have the AWP in play, but there's no utility left for Youngster. Barely any for Kristen as well. Youngster, you kind of need to be hitting those. Short control now lost. And Bemis alone in this endeavor as he moves out. Oh, he's about to face an AWP, but it might not matter. Kristen will win out the duel with the FAMAS.
Yeah, insane angle from Kristen, right? Not one that you're going to be expecting most of the time. He's read the situation pretty nicely, that he can play something like that. If he's going to deal with anything, it's potentially a lurk, as they're making way more noise over towards short. Still going to try and make short work. Rainwaker is on an island all by himself. Step. Oh, another missed shot. That one I maybe can't forgive him for either.
That's Flash.
We'll force the AWP away here. Going to get a little weird. Bomb plant coming in. Decent damage. Azuu left low, so it is certainly against the odds that they're going to have to stack this one up. Rainwaker's patience, well, in theory, pays off, but in execution, it's Kristen looking really good out towards long here, again, with some really solid reads of how Monte are approaching this round. Azuu with an insane angle of his own. It's getting a little wild out here, but all of a sudden, it's Afro all by himself. 1 versus 4 going to be required, and he gets dinked and burned. And it's Heroic for their first.
That's a really good retake in the end, right? They keep a lot of numbers on deck, which is fantastic for the finances. But as a whole, it's a real confidence booster for Heroic. They need a round like that to start opening the doors on this CT side, show that they can be competitive. I love what Kristen's doing there out towards long. He's quite relentless in his pressure. The first fight's fantastic, but he re-aggresses, knows that with Rainwaker alive, there's always the risk of a lurk. We just saw it in the previous round. It's something you have to be really sort of hands-on with this Monte side, and it's something that I think Heroic have realized, thankfully, actually quite early.
Yeah, they're working on it. They're working on it. They're going to get back to us on that one.
Well, yeah, it's good, right? I think a lot of teams can maybe sleep on the fact that Rainwaker is quite an effective lurker on these C sides. And if he's alive, you always have to be aware that he is just somewhere in the background. I mean, we've seen a few times in this dust too, where they're making moves to hit towards A, and Rainwaker's moving through B, and he comes in the real long rotate. So that's nice work. And it's a positive sign for me at the very least that Heroic are very aware of this possibility. First time I've seen a B here. And a proper one with the guns, that is. They've been going towards A because it's been working. Now it hasn't. They'll change things up. That flash got Azu more than it got anyone else. Sos going to take a lot of damage to the molly, but that T flash really actually just kills their momentum heading in towards B. It only got Azu.
Yeah, I mean, timing, I think Sus got one out as well, so that might have been part of it, to be fair. Timing a little bit off, but it's super predictable to be hit, in my opinion, after losing your first round, just to try and go for that. They were set up, they were so ready, and they're able to just immediately keep them out and now force them into a really tough round. Rainwaker trying to get on the other side of the crosshair here, but he's distracted by the noise. All onto Bemis. Good to take some guns away if he can, but it's only one that he's able to find. So, Heroic stringing them together, denying the bomb plant. Still a ways to go, but looking a lot better all of a sudden.
Yeah, then I'll wait. Come in the server, and yeah, it's good back-to-back rounds to have. Going to put you in a nice spot. You'd hope start scaling in towards this game. They need to build good foundations in this first half. We know that Monte be quite scary on this dust too, and I've liked what I've seen from them on the CT sides as well. Will be a buy, of course, back in place despite the lack of bomb plant. But after this, if it's the same vein in towards round number 8, finances run thin for the Monte side, and it will allow for, basically at that point, for Heroic to tie this game up. Or near enough. So, pressure on Monte here. This is where we look towards how deep the bag goes in terms of the calling. Like Azu's going to be sent towards mid, which actually is a good call because no one's there. They're going to get that for free. And they're going to fight. Normally, most teams would go for a mid to B smoke there to allow them to split. They go for raw contact. I love that. Krisen once again makes that move in towards doors though, and he's 2 for 2 in that engagement.
Just trying to create the first kill, Monte, I think, and picking up the pace massively here, actually. Conditioning them in a little bit to more execute heavy and slow it down, take your time kind of moves. Afro forced to die at the end of the day. So 3 versus 3 here. Hard to call. Both teams looking worse for wear.
I like this.
Man, it's going to be a mess towards short here as well. This could be very dangerous indeed. Nilo with a nice little silent nade break. Oh, and the move in is clean. They'll trade their way through and leave it all onto Azuu here. But look at the HPs combined for 46. He's just not watching long. Just not ready for it at all. Really smart move to actually get some long control there. I figured they were all going to go short, but not the case. So Heroic with a tougher one will get it going. 3 in a row now. And
Azu also figured they were both going to go short as well, right? Because that's Krisen had thrown the flash to send Nilo in. Yeah. So the assumption was that he was part of that pack. It's a really nice movement again from Krisen. You know, we sing the praises about him in terms of being quite a good fragging IGL, but it's actually, you know, it's micro movements like that, which is proof in the pudding. He's quite cerebral as this young caller. It's a nice round, nice retake. And again, you can see the vibes starting to look really good for Heroic. This is really positive from what we're getting. With the bomb plant, last round will mean that Monte don't have the money to work with. So Heroic should be getting a bit of a freebie of a 4th here, but we're going to go quick towards short. We're going very quick indeed. Youngster, he might be caught off guard here. Missed shot for the first. As you're going to get one. Rainwaker trades out as X-Floud hits the deck. We've got in towards the A side very quickly, and there's a Deagle waiting that cannot convert. Oh, the bomb just about goes down. The airstrike will kill Gizmi, but he gets those numbers in just in time.
Yeah, it has cost them everything here, I think, to get this bomb down, really. Can they now weather the rest of it? I don't think so. Rainwaker trying and failing to find that final kill. Youngster closes it out. Now bringing it within 1. I mean, look, I like the theory. We had, like, calculated aggression in the previous round, which was something a bit new. Now we've got headless chicken aggression coming in from Monte. And it does create some kills in a bomb plant, but they're just not quite getting it over the line. They've lost that magic that you need from time to time to convert around.
Yeah, agreed. And it feels like now, you know, maybe just a case of Heroic just taking a few moments to really kind of lock in towards the server. The bomb plant is a nice thing to have, just giving you an extra bit of residual cash for Monte. And around like that, where it's basically a throwaway in loose quotation marks, yeah, the silver lining you'll take. But with this now streak that we've seen out from Heroic on the CT side, and for the most part, a lot of bodies staying alive as well. Bar that round, obviously, is relatively expensive, but for the most part, they've been stockpiling cash. They're sitting in really a comfortable position. I mean, full investment come through, and we've got players like Nilo on 8.1, Youngster as well with an AWP with 7.5 left over. I mean, For Monte to find a string of rounds themselves in these last few, they've got to do it against full buys the entire way. They've taken a time to talk. The question is, off the back of the tag timeout, what do they got for us?
Flashing towards mid. Trying to give that a look. Presence from the CT side this time around, though, so a change in setup from them.
Hello.
Aggression in the tunnels. Oh. Successful. Really clean.
That's beautiful. So calculated as well. I think, actually, to be fair, I don't even think Rainwaker was blind there. It feels like because of the pillar that he was playing around, he might have actually dodged the flash, but Sus was just so crisp with it. This is a bold move. It's got support, sure, but this could be a bit of a bloodbath as this smoke fade. That is a fantastic flash. Orb of Afro for one. Looks for a second and he'll nail it. Okay, Youngster will get an orb shot off of his own, but then the head-to-head, it's Afro who comes out on top. The primary versus the substitute. It's Afro who shines into a 2 versus 2. They're going to plant 4 short again. And Nilo going for the flank as well. Susby opened up proceedings with a B tunnels push, but he took damage in that making. This is a very doable 2 versus 2, but a missed shot like that's really going to hinder them. And Gizmy, he picked up the AWP now, playing from sight, but he doesn't often use it. The IGL got to shine, had an opportunity and missed it. He'll reposition as he opts for the rifle in this proceeding. Gizmy looking for heads, looking to hold down Mouse 1, but he just can't quite see off Nilo. Successful retake for Heroic as they put another round on the board and tie this one up.
Yeah, Afro with a bit of a weird move, you know, the secondary AWP thing, whatever, but ultimately just kind of caught out in no man's land at long. Not making a decision, either needed, in my opinion, when you're there to go fast or to not go at all.
Yeah.
Just gets caught off. Again, Monte doing a really good job and, you know, great individual moment from Afro in the middle of the round. And then obviously I bring him out a little bit, so it's like, you know, what more can I do, he's probably saying. But again, just not got the power to take it over the line and get that next round. Nilo down below. Youngster gets a break of the smoke here, so it's pretty heavy pressure towards middle. They seem like this short response is quite popular for Monte, and you can see why. Heads rolling very quickly indeed. It's down to a 2 versus 2 in like 20 seconds. Little touchdown nade to find the 2 HP Bemis. He was not long for this world for sure, so it's Rainwaker. Gains 2, not ready for the long present, surely. And indeed, he will go down, so Heroic certainly looking so, as they have managed to string 6 together here to take the lead, and, well, there's no sign to say why they couldn't get a 7th.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely spot on. They do just look a cut above right now. Fortunately for Monte, it's one of these situations where, from what we've seen from these last few rounds, in a lot of occasions, it's close, but no cigar, and that's just not good enough. It's a very loose call they make there, right? Again, it's quite a relentless one in terms of the pace. But Heroic are happy to play the pug if you want to. Azu, as he always is, he's set now into the fray, but it's 2 huge kills from xCloud that keep the numbers even. They might overlook Nilo here as well, just because xCloud was so aggressive, and with the support of Crizzen too.
Yeah, they don't really have the nades to deal with him.
Nilo just team flash.
One of the flashes of all times.
If anything, it might continue selling the ruse.
That's better. That's better. Double swing as well coming in here. So Nilo from the car. He's never going to get checked because they couldn't see him. They were blinded up so well. Afro on the scout here to close things out. Surely not going to happen. I don't know. I guess it's the final round, right? They got some flashes just dropped in CT for the sake of it. And they've certainly put them to good use. Afro will move up onto the AK here to try his damnedest.
Just can't get the bomb. This is the thing, right? They just keep smoking in front of the bomb. It's just such an annoying thing for him to deal with.
Surely not. Surely not. Creeping around nicely, though. He's given the space. It's a bit wild. We'll find the first. Youngster on the AWP. As we know, looks uncomfortable. Afro gives us a taste, but again, not quite able to take it over. 7 in a row from Heroic. I think they'll be very, very happy with that as they put up a pretty clean performance. It was looking like Monte's game through and through, but both teams going to have their work cut out. Definitely what we wanted here for this game. We'll see how things continue on the other side of this. Welcome back in. A real hard-fought battle from Heroic to ultimately take control of this game. And now I do raise a lot of questions onto Monte as to whether they'll be able to bounce back. We have seen at times this team go missing all of a sudden. So I think this will be very, very interesting indeed. Time will tell as they kick things off in this pistol a little faster than their counterparts. Looking for that long aggression. Gonna go contact heavy here. Bemis nearly loses his head. He gets a flash. He can't quite net the frag though. I think he will be kicking himself on that one. 10 HP to try and survive here. Plucks one out of the air. So there you go. He does get his. Gizmi also chiming in for a clean man advantage now.
Honestly, getting one out of that situation is actually pretty impressive. He looked dead to rights after the initial miss. And he dealt damage towards Sosp in the early engagement. A 1.5, we can give him that. Nilo at range of the P250. A very sharp shot to even the numbers. At the minute mark, I mean, Heroic have plenty of time to maneuver wherever they want. This could be a big fight, though. The question is, does Afro even check down here?
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, that's the answer.
Yeah.
Quick answer to that one.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
He heard me.
Fair enough. Well played. Good check.
And he's going back over towards long.
Yeah, completely aware at the moment, aren't they, it seems? Really trying to close the gap. Oh, my.
My dollies don't do this.
No, mine never do, man. Sus will take him.
He's so low.
Yeah, just tagged down eventually. The body shot's enough to finish him off. So big, big find from Monte, to be honest. Big recovery as well. I thought, you know, Bemis goes down, long control comes in, and it's all going to fall apart. But no, they managed to hold strong there.
A bit of a necessity of a round as well, right? Because this is a side that obviously lost so much control. They're 5-0 up, and it's, you know, it's just 7 on the bounce for Heroic. If Heroic had come in towards their C side and just continued that roll of form, we really would have been in a lot of trouble, really, for Monte, where it could have been, despite being quite early, just the beginning of the end. That'll alleviate some pressure. We won't get a force out for Heroic, but as expected without the bomb plant.
Afro with the M4.
Spotted.
Jump spots for info. Oh, big nade on the way. Man alive, that is a lot of damage. The MP9 trying to get in there. Will be denied. Actually, a couple kills coming back around. Make it 3. Damn.
M4 scooped up.
I don't think they'll be able to win from here, honestly. Hardly any HP. Bomb to recover. That's awkward timing. But it doesn't matter. So, Susp on the P250. This would be nuts. They now know about him. There's a man above who's going to take him down. So, thank goodness, you know, I like to keep the almost full eco wins to a minimum. Not good for my mental health or my blood pressure, but all the same, it is close. It is a lot of damage.
You don't want to be cortisol maxing this early in the
Well, that's it. Yeah.
Andrew,
I think, what is it? You need to be doing it at like 2 p.m. or something.
Well, you want to be cortisol.
After you go to the gym. Well, I don't know. Cortisol can be good.
Yeah?
But maybe when you're like running away from a tiger or something, not when you're like watching CS in the comfort of your own home.
Yes, yeah. Nice buy to come through as well. And of course, generally we would see this as a bonus buy for Monte, but it's quite a hefty reinvestment. So a pretty early swing round in towards the half. And if Heroic can continue that run, I mean, it's looking, you know, very similar, right? You know, if Heroic come in towards the gun rounds and once again just take that control back, as they were so good at rolling with the punches in towards that first half, that is where we get concerned. Nice flash over. Gives me drop some molly and an aid behind as well. Keeps hold of the HE for now.
Oh, Nilo looking to be alive there, honestly.
Yeah. Only a shoulder spotted, but it'll scare him away.
With the B-smokes coming in. Maybe going to follow up on it. Time will tell. Seems like Heroic really trying to just confuse, pip the post. Really nice smoke over here on short, though, from Afro. He's playing up close and personal here. Oh, man, they're going through it. He's read this brilliantly. Really well done. He loses track of that last man. But you feel, surely, got to be enough. Maybe not, though. Susp finds another. Bemis with a keen kill. 25 seconds to get this bomb down is the big thing, and it's in such an awkward spot. Bemis, crisp, looking really good here. 3-piece for him thus far. Maybe one more on the cards. Susp makes himself known. He's got about 10 seconds to get this bomb down. Does he even want to attempt that? The answer is no. Can he make it out? The answer to that is also no. So Monte have found a resurgence here as they will look pretty good at the start of this second half.
Yeah, it's a really, really important round to be taken as well, and especially in the fashion that they take it. 3 stay alive, no bomb plants, and of course, being that as the first investment for Heroic is going to put them on the immediate back foot. This is looking very similar to the start of the half that came through, where Monte were able to put 5 up in a row to give them a nice bit of breathing room. And the way they're playing right now, it feels very similar in that sense, that they should be doing a same sort of thing. There's now a nice start. They take back the lead, and they should be extending it further. We're not expecting that much of a force to come through. Probably just a half buy here for Heroic. It'll take a moment to converse. It's quite funny losing him, but in the end, it becomes really a bit of a non-factor. Bemis, for me, the real important kill is that shot towards long pit, actually. First of all, not an easy shot to hit, but also, if he goes down, Gizmi was rotating into spawn, but then they can actually start scaling up and towards shore and wrapping through long as well. At that point, that probably looks like a plant. Important one from him. And as we mentioned off the back of the pause, we weren't expecting that much of a buy. We'll get, honestly, a decent amount of util out, but for the most part, it is just that half investment.
Yeah, see if they can force a bomb plant and learn from their mistakes in some of these previous rounds. But we're going to find out. Monte picking up a lot of steam for my money. I think they could be in a very, very good position if this one goes clean. And then only 1 or 2 more rifle rounds after that to break the backs of Heroic, it feels. Not loads and loads of distance between them and the finish line. To be a B burst here.
Everyone tagged by that nade, but barely.
For like 3.
yeah, exactly.
Kind of funny. Could have been the best nade, but unfortunately denied.
Oh.
Burst forwards here. Zuru forced onto the USP. He's out of ammo, and he will go down. So we talked about creating a bomb plant. They have done just that. Can they hold the site now? And it always comes into the conversation, doesn't it? The B-bomb site of Dust 2, notoriously difficult. Taking a moment, taking a pause. Gather some utility. Maybe get a stronger weapon. Chrism looks kind of flustered. But yeah, just waiting for some fights to come their way. I mean, Afro ends up being low. He doesn't quite make it. Chrism faking things out, trying to jump on high. They really want to turn this into a 2 versus 2 before getting the bomb down, but not going to happen there. They're denied the chance. Decent nades now flying in. What are the options available for the CT side? I mean, it does become difficult. They don't have a flash, just desperately trying to smoke things out so that they don't get shot from car. 1 sacrifices, 1 trades into the one-on-one though, and Youngster will hold his line. That's exactly what they were worried about. How do you get into B, especially without tunnel presence? I think maybe they should have, with all that vying for the bomb plant, rotated someone around maybe, but that, of course, is easy to say now.
Yeah, exactly that. I really thought that bait and switch of sending Afro in first would be enough, but Youngster, it's just that first kill he gets is so clean that it allows him to swing in towards window immediately. What a big response from Heroic. Yeah, Monte, of course, they're going to force buy back in turn, but they don't bring as much to the table. Double MP7 and the Deagle. Double M4 to work with it as well. Monte, if you lose this round, you're actually in a lot of trouble on your map pick. And we've seen the best and the worst of Monte, and it's both times kind of come from Nuke as well. That worries me. Their opening game against Astralis, they were just so lackluster on that map. And yesterday we saw some nice moments. Oh, swing and a fire for X-Cloud. A big trade from BMAS. He gets flashed into the fight. He'll find it. And with just about enough HP, he'll fall away alive.
Really big kills, actually. Really big kills. We'll see what sort of door this opens up now for them.
And we're in trouble, surely.
You would assume so, but it's a spot by himself that could get overlooked, could find good timing. That's exactly what he's going for. He does jump a bit early, can't quite secure the kill, but he confirms that it's B. It's his best to stay alive while the rotations come in, and they're hit quite fast. Gizmi almost in for the third. 29 HP for Nilo against 3. Not going to happen. Really well played, and again, it's Rainwaker just gathering that information and time.
Yeah, brilliant work from the IGL. Those two shots from Gizmi are so important. The first one is the drive-by with the Deagle, gets a bit fortunate that it lands. The second is so well placed. They needed that round so badly, Monte, and that is massively going to help. We're saying you lose there. We're talking about kind of Heroic getting towards double digits and pushing really towards the tail end of this map. That's such an important one to take. Throws the pressure back over. It's a bit of ping pong here, tennis, back and forth in terms of who's got the momentum or whatnot. Youngster, do you fade the smoke? Yes. So the gun barrel of Azu.
Wow.
Loses him his life, and then Afro also falls flat as well.
That's kind of crazy they're getting away with those. Can they do something with it, I suppose, is the question. Rainwaker got to be prepared for the B hit. He's alone. Again, trying to hide away, and he has maybe slipped the net ever so slightly. They don't expect him to have moved in here already. Oh, man. Lines them all up, mows them all down. It does not get much better than that.
You love those kind of shots as well because you just don't even need to move your crosser. You just stay planted on the position. Beautiful work. Beautiful work. And Monte now put themselves into a really, really good spot. It was a hero AK round, but now it kind of puts, again, pressure back in towards this gun round for Heroic. And, you know, we kind of said the same thing for Monte in their previous, you know, half investment where Gizmi got the double with the Deagle. If Heroic lose this round, Monte basically pushed their way all the way to that point and that sort of predicament. Unless it's a bomb plant, that might give them a little bit of extra finances, but they've got nothing left in reserves. Heroic, they are so close to dropping this map at its final hurdle. First spots one on the cross, takes a pop shot, but it whizzes on by. Fall all the way back as well towards long. They've got long control taken, so he knows he can kind of safely post up there. This is such a big round. It is kind of in that definition of make or break for Heroic.
Yeah,
you lose this, you're playing for OT.
You really feel it at the moment, I think. Just tiny bits of utility, not wanting to jump the gun too early, not wanting to take a wild peek or a dry peek.
Yeah.
Very slow going here, but they have got the short control. Are they going to act upon it? I think not, because Prism's over here by himself throwing both of those smokes. Looks like they want to try and make a move towards middle. Contact flash. Gizmi unaware of where he's at. Azu also going to get caught. Still a player in on that side itself. It's Rainwaker again, but no crazy antics this time around. I think that should be the save. Prism's been heard. If he goes down quickly, maybe they give it a look, but even then, the 2 versus 2 doesn't feel super favorable. Flash will go in. He is blind as a bat. Got a kit. They've got one flash to work with. Afro now moves on to the AK. I mean,
they might give it a
give
test.
This a look. You can give this a little look. The money's not too bad. Why not? 2 versus 2. What can they create? Not loads of time in which to do it. X-File playing anti on the hardest angle, man. He goes a bit early, though. It's down to the 1 versus 1. Nilo is just too clean. Holds true for a big Heroic round.
Yeah, they needed that so badly. Well done to Nilo. Bails them out. Despite being a round 1, though, for Heroic, it's still very expensive. So Monte can take silver linings from that themselves despite the loss. And it's not a bad look in towards that B site on the retake. Ammo taken for Monte. He does so well in this round, though. Sort of single-handedly keeps them in play. Really important time to discuss. This is a high-pressure game here. Monte have no money.
Sure.
Generally speaking, you would be ecoing here, but or a half buying, but actually looks like they're going to go for the full investment. Azu's going to bring just a Deagle. Rainwaker with a 5-7. Then Afro goes in towards the AWP. Gizmi can also pick up a rifle himself. This is a rogue investment, and it's a very, very risky one. They obviously converted one of these already, sure, but I think part and parcel of it is you know that Heroic don't have long-term money, so you know that because you let them down to 1, that they're also going to have a little bit of a janky by themselves, but whoa, this is a lot of pressure. They've really got to find ways to facilitate the AWP and the M4 here, and they're both going to play together up towards short.
Just missed. Oh, and the bullet
missed.
as well, yeah. Needed that, really needed that. Would have been a great start for them into this round, and maybe what a lot of the buy hinges on is like, right, get me on that boost, get me in this position. You know I can find this kill.
Airburst.
Not been the case. Molotov not quite effective. It will re-aggress into that spot there for. Flash comes in for the cross. Only second time of asking. A bit better. Tiny bits of damage done. Still no kill as yet. They're going to go rolling in. Ooh. Only a couple players, though, to try and sell this short move. Big damage is done. The deep smoke as well to keep them at bay. Oh, man. Gives me with so much damage, but just not able to convert a kill. I think with those, you surely now have to look to save. Rainwaker, 1 on the 5-7. So low. He gets his hands onto a Galil. Maybe there is a chance here.
They've got to know how much damage they've done, surely. I mean, Gizmy, he's got to know he's tagged up a few. Nice find by Rainwaker. Looking for a second as well. Oh, my God. Fighting him is a risk here. Oh, man. Hang on. There's legs in the round. The pop shot of the pistol trying to find a head, but it just can't. All on Youngster. 1 versus 3 for him, and everybody is reeling, but it's the AWP that comes out on top. We said it was a risky buy, but Monte come out on top. And they keep that breathing room between themselves and Heroic. That is a tilter to lose for the T side. And they extend the lead once again to 2 from Heroic, but now 2 away from taking the map. What a retake.
And just to reiterate, as we sort of mentioned earlier, they do a very good job of working around, you know, their most effective player, as it were. Rainwaker in with another 4-piece there. I believe that puts him up to 26. 25. But either way, it's pretty close.
You've really let me down.
I'm sorry.
I hope you know this.
Guys, I'm really sorry. I had 22 in my head for some reason. Maybe I checked it just after we found the first kill in that round. I'm really sorry. I'll try and do better.
Yeah. I can't say we accept your apology, but we acknowledge it.
Jesus. That's brutal.
Once again, a high-pressure round for Heroic. Oh, it's a nice tag as well for Afro. Heroic, you lose this. That's 12 for Monte. That's you force buying in towards the last round, most likely, of play. You can just feel the air of tension at the latter stages of this map. It's actually been a barn burner of an opening map as well. So back and forth, so hard to call, and a game really of fine margins here between these two. Early tag, though, could have real ramifications later down the line. Under a minute now as they're moving over towards long. I mean, from here, BMAS probably doesn't even get affected by any flash if they were to throw one. Youngster going to keep it in his back pocket. We're going to go for contact. They're sending them out. They are going quiet in this endeavor. I think 1 step might have been heard. Nice for the first. Looks for a second. Can't quite get it. Afro needs to be careful now. He's exposed.
Just knows they're over towards short. Has to play that angle. xCloud claps the heads together. Double swing coming in. It's nearly not enough. Azuhu has a chance at resetting there. Going to be down to Rainwaker here, though. He is feeling himself. Absolutely.
Wow.
xCloud, though. Big round from him. Some great takes. And that'll give Heroic a chance back in. They did very, very well to squeeze those 2 main A anchors. Really, really clean stuff.
Yeah,
in terms of the tactics.
They needed a superstar, right? And they get it. xCloud's had a bit of a quiet map by his standards. Obviously, 16 kills generally is pretty good, but he's obviously kind of the leading man in terms of the numbers, but it's tough nonetheless. Eco low buy here for Monte. They've committed to not investing towards this one. I kind of like what they're going for here. All 5 in towards mid. Youngster just completely unaware of that possibility. I mean, I can't blame him, to be perfectly honest. Gun picked up. This could still get a little messy. This could still be a little bit chaotic. That'll be the gun going down, though, as Gizmy swinging towards Suicide. And Suicide by name and by nature, as he was always dead to rights there.
Bomb going to go down. Round should be wrapped up in mere moments here, then. Afro to hold on to this, Galil. Then maybe try and look for another kill.
Yeah, I think they also just don't want to give any kill bonus over because they know that Heroic are also slightly vulnerable.
Every inch you can deny here, I suppose. There you go.
There we go.
Isn't going to go down. It's only a Mac 10, but 4 kill bonus for them. Especially on your AWPer. He will fall, but worked his money up by $600. That's something to sniff at here. xCloud trying to hold, trying to get some kills of his own. Looking pretty good these past few rounds.
Yeah.
Woken up massively. You got a 4K here, 3K in the previous. It's an eco 4K, but all the same, going to be great for your confidence going into most important rounds thus far.
Yeah, great for the stat line at the end of the map as well. You take those.
Only if you're winning.
Yeah, true.
You know, you don't want to be quoting it if you end up losing.
Yeah, very, very true. 11-11, the full rounds in regulation required here. It's a little bit of a swing round, but just because xCloud and Nilo don't have loads left over, but Monte have nothing in the back pocket. Lose here, they're in trouble. Molly missed. Oh my god, Molly missed. And I actually don't think BMAS really realized that he jiggle peeks information and he'll lose his life for it. That's a freebie of an opener for xCloud. He picks up the AWP based on spawn. Afro could be dead to right here in tunnel vision too. He's looking towards top mid as he's not considering the right-hand side.
Yeah, dangerous game from here on in with that man going down. It's Bemis as well, you know, the second strongest player.
Looking all right with this AWP, xCloud.
Indeed. Gives me gonna fall.
Take a move, mate.
xCloud is just feeling himself at the moment, as is the entire squad.
What a round.
It is crumbling before our very eyes here. 12 absolutely locked in for Heroic. Monte do not know what to do. They are really, really struggling now.
Yeah. And they are in serious trouble. Sauce was in towards spawn. Oh, he's being held on the left-hand side. He's going to swing from the right, and he just got the drop. Nice move. The second they take long control, Sauce immediately 180s, doubles back. He knows that the hunt is the right call. And he also, as we all know, at Monte, that buy-in was the make or break for them. And they might be about to lose their map pick right at the final hurdle. Brutal place to lose it as well, because I think Monte have actually done a decent job of remaining competitive in the second half, but it's always the issue in back and forth affairs and these sort of like trading of blows and trading of rounds. The T side generally going to come out on top. The CT economy is a little harder to shore up in that sense.
Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, it's wing and a prayer stuff at the moment for Monte. They've had one like this, but how many times are you going to be able to replicate that, really, I think is the big question here, of course. xCloud. First peeker will take the up-close MP9. I thought he might go down tunneling in, but not going to be the case. So man advantage looks real solid now. Heroic once again starting from pole position. He missed behind the doors. We've seen what he can do on the 5-7 from time to time. Flash comes in. It's maybe not the best set peek from xCloud, and he will be punished for it. Bemis gets an MP9. Where's the AK, goddammit? Oh, Rainwaker looking good. Finds 2 as he drops down. All of a sudden, we might be back on. There's the AK, making itself known. Nilo, though, in the 1 versus 3 to absolutely crush the dreams of Monte. It is all on Afro. He picks up an AK, and he is completely... looking to reset, but he's maybe overthunk ever so slightly. I don't think that Nilo had really clocked that he was running away with all this sound and chaos going on. Bomb plant going to come in, and Nilo still does expect him from on high. Or does he? Or does he? Maybe Afro's played it perfectly. The drop comes in, and it will be the OT. Cool as a cucumber to close this out and take us to a little extra Counter-Strike.
It's actually a really bold move by Afro because he has absolutely no information. He knows he's planted around window, but there's obviously been a bit of time, as we were talking about, but kind of between that move initially with Nilo getting 2, so he could sort of be anywhere, and also plenty of time for him to have moved post the plant. So good effort from Afro. Walks through and just guarantees the kill. We've got life still left in this game. Like we said, this is a barn burner to start off the B stream. What a map we're getting here. All rounds required. We said it'd be in a back and forth affair in the second, and well, exactly that. And despite it being a lower buy, Monte still coming with great levels of aggression. I think Rainwaker getting 2 out of that situation is incredibly important. He continues to have a stunner of a map number 1. The question now remains is, as the great reset comes in for overtime, how do things change? We take a timeout to discuss before we continue the proceedings.
Often we find it's what a lot of teams need, you know, just this kind of reset, removal of some of the pressure, the sort of 6th opponent, as it were, of that economy is also nullified for the most part. CT side AWPers maybe not counted. So yeah, there's an awful lot of conversation here to say that the likes of Heroic might just perform a bit better now the pressure's off.
I like this move. You can just leave VMAS here. You can actually pull rotations off now. You could actually, if you really want to, you could have Gizmy play. Oh, I was going to say, well, it really depends on if BMAS wins that fight, because you could actually then have rotated the mid player to kind of shore up the B defenses and pull that long player back over towards mid. But instead, with BMAS losing that, they've now got to shore up the A defense a little bit more, and it leaves them with a massive, massive gap in towards mid. That's completely exposed. Mid and short are free for the taking now for Heroic. It's a nice idea, just the execution is lackluster.
That's the first kill to sort of break the silence for Heroic. Hopefully for them, they can take this and convert things. Has slowed way down though. 40 seconds left. Not sure how I feel about the lack of pace into proceedings. Gizmy with a reaggress. Is he gonna go all the way, or is he just holding here? Oh wow. Okay. Krizen's been sat there all round long. Again, listen, he's a nerd, you know, like definitely flame him for that, but it works out, right? There's a lot on the line here, and he will get away with a big find, and they think they're going A, so B bomb site abandoned. Heroic have had a perfect round here.
Yeah, you're just safe. I mean, we've seen it now both across the C and the T side that Krizen is just so effective over towards long doors. On the CT side, his aggression points were really, really strong, and of course, flip side here. Beautiful work. It's honestly as good a round as you can get. You've drawn attention away from the site you're going towards. You've got fundamentally quite easy kills. I'm sure Azu will get an exit, but you don't care. Kristen's job is all but done already. It's fantastic. I don't think they need to send anyone else for the hunt, really, for Heroic. There's just no point, to be perfectly honest. But at the same time, having a save will be a nice enough thing for Monte. It means, you know, one of the biggest issues that we do have, and you kind of briefly alluded towards it, is that the one person who really has to be considerate about Econ and OT, basically the only person is a seat-side AWPer. By saving the AWP, one less you have to invest into, that means that Afro can have an AWP for all 3 of these first half rounds. Yeah, Krizen, excellent work from him. Just so cerebral right now. I really do love what I'm seeing in terms of the trading of the blows between himself and Gizmy. Like, you can really see kind of the minds at work, the 4D chess in real time.
Yeah.
We've also had the back and forth as well. So, you know, if things proceed as they have been, you know, Monte just get responsive.
Sure. But yeah, I was going to say, like, the 2 sort of similar minds and approaches and experiences, you know, again, born of the online multicultural Counter-Strike, let's call it. Flash coming in, clearing out the lower tunnels. It is Afro on the crack angle, ready and raring to go for his first. Quite going to happen, but
nice flash.
They're confident still. They're looking for these early fights and the early pickups. It's just Heroic maybe have a bit more spark to them since we've hit the overtime.
Yeah, Az needs to be careful. He's just jumping around big box towards the back and very close to being caught by Youngster, who's trained on the angle. He'll drop a lurk smoke just to feign presence over here towards the B site, but this is really looking like an A-lean. Youngster, the safe way, will rotate all the way around. You got BMAS, who's playing up towards deep long. He's played this angle a couple of times now. They've got to be expecting it. Even if they contact their way out, like a flash won't affect him. They're going to contact us 3. They did this earlier. B-Mask only went 1 for 1. That was on a pistol. The first, can't get the second. Same exact proceeding here, but this time a smoke that'll come through and a nice shot from Afro. Really should have been punished there as well, but he isn't. And Gizmy going to nail his shot. Good opportunity to find a kill, which he does. Good flash to slow down Youngster as well. This is looking a little bit dicey in the 2 versus 3. Yes, they've got the numbers, but they're in a position where they were a little bit low. They dive down to try and capitalize on the low HP of Monte. They know they've done damage towards them. I don't even hate the idea because they also know they can't cross Youngster over. So they know that fighting maybe feels like the best option, but they just stick together, Monte. That's really well played. Know that numbers are your best friend despite your low HPs, and they bite back. The back and forth continues.
Yeah, I don't think they were ready for 3 players to just be stacked on top of each other like that. Quite a savvy setup, I think, from Monte in the end. So we're going to see here if there is a continuation of the fancy word for it is vacillation. That's what I looked up one time, and you know, you pull it out once in a while to mean back and forth.
You're in your bag, mate. Yeah. You and the Thesaurus, best mates right now.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
You're like Eminem, you're like...
Yeah. What rhymes with orange? Orange, you know? You seen that clip?
I have, yeah.
Yeah. He was a smart guy one time.
Yeah. I like 8 Malcolm movie.
Yeah. What is it? Mom's spaghetti.
Yeah.
And you swear already and all that.
He's weak. Arms are heavy. Vomit on a sweater already. Arms spaghetti.
There you go.
He's nervous.
You know the bars.
He looks calm and ready to drop bombs, but he keeps coming on.
I'm not a big rap guy myself. Apart from like Can't Hold Us, which is maybe the worst like rap song to know.
You just baited yourself out there.
When I was like 14, you know, that was well good.
Yeah. In the village, they go crazy with that one.
Yeah.
I get in my R&B bag more than that. A little bit of grime. I do like some grime, actually. Grew up in London, so...
Yeah, I know, like, the bigger tunes that hit the mainstream. Oh, man, the lineup.
It was 2 on potential there.
Yeah, I don't know how he doesn't find 2. There's team damage that helps him out. It's getting really messy here as the game goes on. Late burst.
That was needed.
Is attempted by Heroic. It's all over the place. We do get that Crizzen kill over there, but we got to track Youngster in the smoke. It's now into the one-on-one, but there's only 12 seconds left, so it's do or die here, and Afro tracks him nicely. We'll take him out. Again, just no reaction from this guy. He is chilling. Just another day at the office. It's a slim lead for Monte, but maybe that's all they need.
Yeah, duck hunting there from Afro as he just plucks him out of the sky. Beautiful work. Monte, that's a nice thing to have, though, on your CT side. Now moving in towards your T side, you have a little bit of an advantage. You take those. Real pressure on this first round for Heroic. You lose this, Monte get map point with 2 to work with. And it's been okay when the pressure is that 1 round back and forth, or when it's where we have the potential of now, if it's kind of a 2-round buffer, that could be enough for Monte to close it out. From half-time, though, onwards, what a map we've got here, though. This has been a ridiculous kind of trading of blows between these two. Mouse battery died, apparently. Come on, guys.
We had a headset yesterday, or like a phone or something.
I remember having this conversation. I think we had this conversation once. Like, this is something that you really shouldn't have as a pro. You know what I mean? You got to know, like...
It should be on charge the night before.
Yeah.
Your game.
Headset and mouse on charge, that you never have these issues.
You know?
Or like when you get, like, you know, they would have woken up this morning, had a little bit of team talk or whatever.
Yeah.
Charge on the team talk. That'll last you, you know, your what, 30-minute, 45-minute team talk. That'll last you the rest of the day easily with how kind of the
It depends on what kind of system you run, you know? I've got some friends who've got this one headset from a headset company, because, you know, we don't take favorites here. That you can, like, replace the battery on it.
Oh, okay.
So they have a little moment where it's like, oh, give me a sec, I just got to replace the battery.
That's kind of smart,
So that's kind of like, but that's a different flow. I don't have that, so I have to kind of track where my headset's at, and therefore it needs charging a bit more often.
I just use my iPhone charger because I've got like
of course,
3-meter cable, so I can just kind of plug it in from my headset.
But what I'm saying is, like, maybe in this case we have 2 mice.
Do you know what?
Therefore, you don't need to keep track of the charging because you've always got a spare
Funnily
mouse.
enough, literally as we've been talking about this, I've just seen my dongle go from green to like no color, which my dongle. My dong. I've seen it go from green to no color, which means it's actually running out of battery. So well, there you go.
Get it on charge. Don't want to. We're going to need a tech pause for us to charge the mouse.
Yeah, prod. Caster's tech pause. My mouse is running out of battery.
Whatever. It's one of those things, and it doesn't take too long. We get a timeout from Heroic.
I'll plug it in right now. Actually,
stack from Monte.
I'm doing it as we speak.
So they try and get the nades down range. Not going to work out.
There we go. Plugged in. That's how you do it. That means X-File's not going to play wired for the rest of this map.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Surely he's got a spare mouse. Because there's absolutely no way I'm playing wired. Like, if I'm a pro player, like, I'm not making that.
I don't have a dongle anymore. Like, the dongle... What did you call them? The holders, the, like, cable holders? There was, like, a name for them.
Mouse bungee.
Yeah, bungees. I don't even have one anymore. So, yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Back underway, though, off the back of the tech pause, and nothing has happened in the first sort of 40 seconds or so. Mid-control taken as expected for the T side, but they're still indecisive about where they want to finish. They send Azu out. Azu's done a few times, just to have a little poke in towards mid, see what the reaction's like, and if anything, it's kind of worse when you don't get a reaction. You don't garner any information off the back of the flash and the risk of sending them in, but they're going to go for what is the default for Monte, as we've seen time and time again, head towards A. They were going A so often, and Crizzen this time has been lurking out towards long. He's on the site itself. How does he fare? For one, looks for two, but he can't quite line up the spray transfer. So B-Master will get it back. Missed AWP shot from Afro will cost him his life to the hands of X-Cloud and the wired mouse, but the bomb will go down. Numbers favor Heroic.
Looks good here. It does look good if you ask me. They've got to get this retake going a little bit quicker. They've got the long control, which is so important. Really fast trade, but it's Rainwaker making a move from behind, but he's being watched. It doesn't matter. The dink for dink, the gun making the difference. Bemis as well, finding the head.
And
all of a sudden, it's on to Nilo. He's got that kit, but that's all he's got working for him. Where does he look? How does he play it? He's able to dodge out the flash. The molly comes in, and that's got to be it. 15th round for Monte secured despite all the kills coming in for Nilo, and indeed it's a head in hands, almost an RNG moment that he still had a molly remaining despite such a late execute into the round, and it will be 15 first for Monte.
We'll keep saying it. Rainwaker on this map has been excellent. His lurking presence is so difficult to deal with. And you can really see, I mean, even in that engagement, right? Obviously, he wins it out, which first and foremost is fantastic, but they have to spend time and resources looking for him. They know he's always such a prevalent threat. So impressed with what he's done in this map so far. That's 2 cross towards B spotted here, by the way. Youngster making a move. Oh, does he realize? It's a bit risky when you move your way up and you tunnel vision out towards long. Oh, that was nearly very risky. Youngster also now knows it's 2 towards suicide. They're going to stack up the B site, though.
Azu with some nade damage. Very tentative here. Nice little Molotov. What does he do? Going to get the smoke down. Takes the damage. The smoke actually wasn't, perfect for him to jump across, and nearly gets picked off. Not going to be the case. Still everybody left standing. 1 minute and 5 seconds left on the clock here. It feels this first kill is just going to be worth its weight in gold. Afro trained in, and he is gifted. As Youngster, mechanically not bad on the AWP, but sometimes it's the decision-making from this guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite know how to be careful as an AWPer. They have to be careful. This B-bomb site, better defended than you might think.
Yeah, this could be really janky. Back turn, though. Will Afro expect a second? It might not even matter because Azu can be there for the trade. This could be the end, and it should be the end. It's all on the shoulders of X-Files as they move now towards B. And with that spam, they know exactly where he is. He's seen off by Azu, and Monte, despite the antics of Heroic, they will end up closing out their map pick. But what a map we just had.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Really, really looking good. And, you know, we wanted some competition coming into the B stream today for our games. We certainly get it.
And so for them, that's where they're at the moment. The risk is with doing that is you just don't get as many official reps under your belt, which could lead to mistakes. And I think for Heroic, they've got to spot something in those demos and realize that we know what they're all about. And I think we do as well. Vent dives is what Monte are all about. But well, they've figured that out. I mean, Bro felt like he figured it out yesterday, though. He was in Vent a lot, and it didn't end up working out in their favor. Yeah. Let's see. We come in with anticipation, as we were sort of saying, but, you know, it's kind of maybe a little bit of kind of a laugh and a joke, because it could be quite a funny series once again.
We're going to find out, though, getting a little more serious as things go on. Afro not jumping at the opportunity, but he does spot both of those players. Ismi on high, then able to hold, and noses another one around. Crizzen does manage to find a kill before being traded. Meanwhile, downstairs, Rainwaker here.
Hello.
And they break the window for him, so that's lovely and simple. Can't get another, but he has slowed the roll. He has denied the bomb plant. Youngsters backed off into this 1 versus 3. Now spotted and known about. Surely should be Monte's for the taking.
Yeah, it's smart there as well from Afro. You just scurry up the ladder. You don't want to give him any head-to-heads. You don't want to give him any 1v1 duels. That's how they can recover around like that. And that's a really nice way to start off your opponent's map pick, right? You come in towards it. You got only a couple of casualties. 3 stay alive. You deny the bomb plant. You don't really give anything for Heroic to fall back on. That is kind of as good as it gets, really, for this Monte side, bar everybody staying alive. So you're very happy if you're Monte starting off in that vein. We have, of course, seen on the flip side, Heroic played this map at Pro League, and again, it was against NRG. And NRG got 10 rounds in that one. So technically, NRG did one better against Heroic. We shall see. Will be a forced buy for Heroic. It's quite bold to do without a bomb plant. It doesn't give you loads in terms of investment, and it's not a good start as Gizmi, B-Mass, it's shutting things down towards the A site. Little labor with the MP7, but it's all left to one man. Youngster, half armor and a Tech 9, a hope and a dream. He's all that's left for this side, and he's immediately eviscerated from the round. It's Gizmi for 3.
Very, very clean holds. Monte looking to just pick up where they left off, and I think they're absolutely doing that right now. Of whether there's a bit more available for Heroic here. Going to be a third for Monte. By all accounts, we do have 5 Deagles, which can be pretty scary, and Nade as well, which will have someone's name on it, in theory. But should be easy enough here for Monte as they look to keep things going. And hopefully, clean start for them on this CT side.
Slow roll towards our side. Eagle. Oh, the shadow's being spotted of Youngster. It's me ready for the fight, and now he can swing behind it. Bit of damage dealt, but I mean, Chris is going to get a kill. Even if they don't win this round, if they can make it a bit expensive, you actually do talk about some positives to take away, but that's a nice shot from Afro.
Another one from Gizmi. So looking good. They're enjoying the anti-eco here. We will find it nigh on flawlessly. Just the 1 kill coming in. Crizzen seems satisfied with himself.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it does come down to this, and we'll see if, you know, there is just this chance for Heroic to get the ball rolling and prove why the nuke is an argument for map number 3, ultimately.
One of those in situations like that where it's a low buy, or like a pistol, if you're the only one who gets a kill. I like to type got mine. Yeah. Just to annoy my teammates.
No, it's totally valid.
First full buy. The first true look into Heroic. There's a gap, but Afro will be smoked just as we were saying that, and XR's going to open up the proceedings. Oh, hello. Ships in the night here. The Orb's in a really rough spot. He's actually going to get spammed down as well. Opening double goes the way of Heroic in towards their first investment. Surprise, surprise, there's a Monte player event though.
X-Cloud creeping in to try and maybe even things up, but he's debating it. I want to give that advantage back. It's more of a holding position at the moment. He's not going to see any action come his way, so 5 versus 3 looks good, looks clean, looks winnable from here. Just thinking about it and successfully finding that frag. Pretty well done from him. And they're buddied up a little, so they could definitely thin the herd, as it were. He'll drop down to look to try and meet them at secret, and that would be the correct call.
I like this.
Oh, but yeah, again, stacked on top of each other, really able to work off of one another. Azu waiting patiently. Beamer's taking contact, will lose his head. Oh, Azu for 2. He's lucky to get away with those. It looked dicey in the beginning. 1 versus 2. Is that going to be enough? MP7 at range lets us down, and Heroic will get on the board.
Yeah, just a little fluster there, Rainwaker. Didn't expect Prison to come that late, moving back towards the top side. Could have really been decisive. If he had got that MP7 kill, Prison falls because he was just completely unaware of that potential. Then into the 1 versus 1, it really would have become a bit of a debate. Well, not to be. So Heroic, it's good to see them answer back immediately towards their first investment, but they now need to chain them together, buy back in place for Monte. I mean, that previous round just considered a bonus buy, really. This is the real true litmus test of what their full gun rounds might look like in the early stages of this map. Pro gets his AWP out again. No, that's aggressive from Gizmy. He's going to get one, but he'll be spammed down through the smoke.
A lot of damage done, though.
Yeah.
So the 4v4 does hang in the balance. Monte will absolutely need to convert things from here, or at the very least find another kill before going into the latter stages of this round.
Ooh, X-Cloud, he's tunnel visioned in here.
It's dangerous. I mean, what couldn't you spot as those smokes, you know, a lot of life to them in CS2, of course. Can betray you ever so slightly, but no tops of the head spotted around those smokes. Slow again here from Heroic as they look to replenish the nades. Right there from Afro. Oh man, a dangerous repeat, but he will find the kill. Key advantage that they were begging for. Nilo trying to be cheeky. In at mini, not going to work. 4 versus 2. Monte in prime position.
Sosp. He's trying to sneak his way out here. This looks like a topside finish, but still going to be really difficult to dissect. There's 2 players here now. 3rd rotating over as well. The Heaven player should swing. It's Azu from down below who does. And now no chance for XR. 20 seconds as well. Could make arguments to try and save the AWP, but lost bonus might be a little bit more important. I think Afro was going to be basically the decisive facts there. If he made that move, either going towards a garage save or moving through for Mini, he can be kind of the man to deny. Backside Azu was spotted, and X-File, he just realizes it's just not worth giving it a look in. So he'll save the AWP. A nice response from Monte, though. With that full buy, that'll help. And in tow, Heroic have to force buy back in response. Of course, no leftover cash for X-File with that save coming through. And with an AWP being saved, you just generally want to be buying around it. So that's what they'll go for. EK dropped over towards X-Cloud. It's the AWP given over towards Youngster. 0-5 to start off here. And a double Galil for Crizzen and Sus. But Nilo will round out the buy with a MAC-10. U-Tool's also quite limited as well. So this might be quite a punchy round from Heroic. If they find a gap, they might just run kind of head first into it.
Yeah, seems to be what they're aiming for. It's just a question of whether that gap is going to reveal itself or if they can create it. Monte back to their winning ways immediately is just not what you wanted. Outside fake out. Will be a pretty heavy ramp move by the looks of things, and Rainwaker is in that pesky off angle. We'll see. Flashes come in, he's able to turn away, but yeah, back turned on the first. He is traded. Support is here in good time. Afro is quick with it. Looking pretty damn crisp here. The banger is a great idea. Takes some damage and able to stay alive. Meanwhile, down below, Azu is already here. Chomping at the bit. Gizmy also set up with him. Surely not able to get through something like this. Gizmy makes himself known for the first. Azu down below still has to be dealt with. And he will get an easy one. It's just so damn simple after those initial kills.
Nice shot to see it off. 2 for Azu. See off the round. That's such a clinical setup, though, on towards B. That crossfire is brilliant. Azu doesn't have to worry about Rothers above him because he knows Gizmy's holding, and the second as well that Gizmy would have taken a fight, vice versa. It's just too strong of a defense that late in towards the round. It's this burst shot from Afro that is really important. If he lets them cross and gives up ramp control for free, Azu wouldn't have been able to rotate in time, so he would have had to play through single door.
Goodness.
That was an angle.
Yeah, that's like a Hotline Miami Counter-Strike.
I haven't seen it, but... I know the game, right? Yeah.
It's like just top down like that, you know?
Like GTA 1, that was top down as well.
Really?
Yeah, first Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, came out like...
On the Game Boy or something.
Yeah, something like that. Nice opener. Again, through the smoke here by Afro. He's going to get a second for it as well on the break of said smoke. One's made it down with the bomb. Oh, Afro, it feels hard done by not to get that kill, even on the second attempt of it. Gizmy could have swung to deny, but he'll get one for free. This time he will swing, and he drops Susp. Last man, a youngster. He'll get a plant. That'll be as good as this round gets. This is going to be a Monte 6th.
They'll take a plant, though. Definitely bolster them moving forwards. Try and build some confidence into this next round. Gonna have to start building some rounds now. I'm not really liking the heroic approach. It's very drawn out, very slow, very methodical. It feels like a style that's a little aged on this map. A little archaic, maybe, and it's just not really working for them. They can feel that as well. Take a time out here to try and sort things out and hopefully get some substantial presence here on Nuke.
Yeah, no, I agreed. Really like the work that Gizmy's doing, playing in around, sort of outside, sort of slash midi, depending on what the util that comes through. But he's just supporting Afro. And they know that so far, at least the conditioning that we've had is Heroic are throwing a lot of outside presence as sort of the default for them, and then they react off the back of that. But Monte are just fighting fire with fire. They're also putting numbers in that department. Afro does super well from heaven, especially that second shot as well. His own nade breaks open the smoke. His crosshair was already perfectly placed. All he had to do was click mouse 1. But we're very quickly at a 6-round kind of scoreline for Monte. Feels like we've barely had any play here in towards Nuke. They've got a 5-round buffer. They're guaranteed worst-case scenario to tie game at the half. I mean, that's already a nice foundation to have. This is, I mean, yeah, already looking and feeling like a bit of a difficult predicament. Need to be very, very careful. Afro. There's a slight smoke, but there is a gap on our left-hand side. Break open of 1. He'll break 1 himself. That netted him a kill earlier this time. Oh, it's a tag through the box. He's clinical with them. He's dealing damage that he might not even realize until after the round.
Sneaky warbangs, man. We love to see it. I mean, Nuke at one time was a map all about warbangs, so it's good to maybe see them coming back. There's a door bang. Well, I suppose the door's gone, really.
What door?
Excuse me. Down below. Hold the door. He's going to try and hold the vents here. Meanwhile, up top, Crizzen does manage to find his. Tag down low, traded out eventually. Gives me with good timing. Really good timing, but there's still action going on up top, so they're unsure of what the hell's going on. It's slim advantages here for Monte.
Ooh.
Big kills on the cards. Oh, an open plant attempted. Afro doesn't really believe his eyes. Meanwhile, Gizmy is patiently waiting, and I think they're aware of him. Xfloud chimes in to drop that orb. 2 versus 2. This is a pretty big deal. Gizmy thinking he really wants to open this damn door and try and find the all-important kill.
Nice
he
kill.
will actually get it, but can he find another on 9 HP? The gods surely say no. Xfloud up top with a great reposition here. Does slightly lose track, but I think is in just such a good spot that surely he gets it done, and he does indeed.
It's a great round recovered there from Heroic. From the initial kind of first few engagements, that round looked all but done, all but set, that they were going to kind of shut things down. But they trade effectively, and I think getting that plant in place is the real kind of make or break there. With that lurking presence towards the top side, I thought that was just a gimmick that was sort of unnecessary, but really well done in the end. It's a really hard-fought second round for Heroic, and they just can't afford to have rounds as expensive as that. As you can see, there is further knock-on effect, right? There's no open play for Youngster. Galil has to come through for Crizzen. And the belts aren't full in the util department. Into the 9th round. Still yet to see Youngster get on the board. That's the Heroic default, right? Outside. That's where they're putting all their real pressure. That nade could do a decent chunk, and it's going to expose them. That's the bomb also spotted too. One's made it down, sure, but that's good information to gain.
Yeah, I think they may well lose track of how many people get down below and whatnot. But we're going to find out. It's a lot of resources put into this one for Heroic to try and get downstairs. Gizmy falls. There's actually nobody around here. I think that's a fairly audible drop into the vent. So they are ready. Not quite for the second, but the spray isn't quite there. Still all over the place here. Bemis finding another. He goes back up to try and catch up top. Bemis with a great rotation. Rainwaker with a catch from behind. And all of a sudden, 3 versus 2 is 2 versus 1. Susp comes in quick, and he will retrieve that bomb. A fast plant here to maybe try and take a fight. I say the one-on-ones, but no, he's actually looking to drop back and reposition. Available here for Rainwaker. There's so much for Bemis. Is he going to be able to do anything with it, though? Oh, goodness. Gets the smoke out and will lose his life. It's all down to Rainwaker with a smoke on the bomb. Tap comes in, and the headshots land. It is skinny your teeth stuff, but they'll still get it.
Yeah, a close round. That goes favorably for Heroic in the previous. And this one, that Monte just squeak out to get it back in blood. They're going to call for a pause off the back of it. And I can respect calling for attack timeout and a moment of success, but it's also a realization that these rounds are getting very, very close themselves. They're right down to the wire. Inexpensive rounds, you know, we always talk about the CT side taking the sort of bigger bludgeon in terms of the finances there, so I can understand by Monte. They really trying to shore things up. At the start of this half, it was so clean for them. They want to get back to those winning ways rather than these close endeavors. They've just seen that previous map, the back and forth, the trading of rounds, the trading of blows. It was scary, and there was a real potential for Heroic to steal that map away, and they don't want to allow that to be the case here. It's a good effort by Susp, but just not quite good enough.
It looks like a face.
It does. Massive eyes, though. Screw 2020 vision, 30-30.
Yeah. That guy's seeing to Mars.
Yeah, just got Coke bottles for glasses.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Rainwaker. Good position. Opts to drop back. Afro slowly edging around the corner, but not able to find the kill.
Oh.
Again, these smokes, man, it is so dangerous. I think X-Cloud plays it right. He hugs the smokes, makes them harder to see. Again, able to make it across. It's pretty common that they get a man around this area.
This is all set up for a B split, isn't it? Question for me is, when does one of the Monte players rotate down towards that lower side to sort of support Rainwaker in that endeavor? After our outside, Rainwaker's going to go poking for some information as we just creep past that minute. But Nilo, who's the anchor on the ramp, if they want to double back in that position, Azu's here in support as well. Does Rainwaker even clear this? I don't know if he will. Oh, no, he doesn't. It's a half clearance.
Oh,
no
my
way.
God.
Azu's steps have drawn him away. Rainwaker's going to get in towards lobby. Are you kidding me? I mean, sure, Nilo's going to get in towards heaven. Turn around. Turn around. Oh, no. It's just pandemonium for all the wrong reasons. It's carnage. It's chaos. It's ugly, but it's Counter-Strike. And Chris is all that's left in a 1 versus 3. This has just gone from bad to worse for Heroic. Pot flash is a beaut from Azu. And Chrisen, he's barely got any time here. 10 seconds as he tries to maneuver down towards B, but there's a body here to meet them, and sure, everyone's tagged, but you're not being given the luxury of a plant. I speak to you soon. Oh, he's going to get the bomb out. Hang on.
Just about gets the plant in. Oh, can't get his gun out in time, though.
What a round.
What is just, how do I unsee what I've just seen, man? How do I need one of them, like, memory eraser things from Men in Black.
Yeah. You know, we've been doing the
quite
SpongeBob
handy,
memes here on the B stream. There's that one where the guy pours bleach on his eyes. That's what I need.
Yeah.
That's what I need for that round. That was a rough watch for everyone involved.
Yeah. Just on, everybody.
Yeah.
You guys, behind the scenes, us,
Yeah.
the players, probably. You know, that's it. Imagine, like, you're dead in that round, you just tune in, you're like, it's flanking there, guys.
Yeah.
You know,
I can't believe that gap because Azu's
I know, the gap is
attention-
crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever see a round like that again, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yes,
The timing is crazy to, like, miss the Rainwaker.
Yeah.
But then also the fact that he gets no kills and gets 180'd from heaven. Like, when is that ever going to happen again, you know?
Yeah. And it's one of those classic things as well for Nilo. It's like a bit of a dare in headlights because you see 2 targets, and rather than killing one and guaranteeing,
but
you kind of try to get both.
See how much we get. So it's obviously we've got this, but you see the kill feeds popping off. It's like the CTs have just started bursting. Yeah, and
basically,
it's like, come on, guys. Come on. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Keep it it together, guys. Keep it together. Tough
hype,
round.
The hype man on the bench that doesn't get the minutes.
Yeah,
he's just there for moral support. But no, it's one of those. He just thinks he's killed the top hot guy.
Yeah.
And he did deal a lot of damage. But
as we know,
to kill.
famously, the guy on top hut, he's really hard to kill.
Yeah, you're immortal.
There is like a little bubble that it's impossible to kill that guy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Yeah. The less said about that, the better, to be honest.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. That's 8 rounds for Monte, though, with 2 more to play in this half. I mean, already an 8-4 is a fantastic first half of play for Monte. And while they've simultaneously been the bane of our existence and the blessing, the T7 rounds of Monte are pretty funny. It's the definition of loose calling Counter-Strike. No surprises once again that Heroic, their default, heads towards outside. All the bodies are here. The cross smokes will allow them safe passage, but Gizmy might want to change things up. Oh my, just on the edge.
I was going to say, it's a bit different. I can see them moving into warehouse here.
Yeah.
But they actually don't. They will still, again, focus.
This is great. They're taking lobby control while outside control has been heard.
Yeah.
This is actually the perfect reaction. Okay, nice. He confirms that one.
Although spotted. Yeah, we'll see what the CTs have got in store. Crizzen plucked out of the air. Dropping into Afro's crosshair. 4 versus 4. I mean, they've pushed through lobby, but they're not quite as prepared downstairs as maybe we would like. They still get here in good time, and a lot of that time left, right? 20 seconds. Another fine for Afro. Maybe a few more for him. On the cards, missed shot, but Rainwaker's here to pick up the pieces.
That's bomb, though.
That's the bomb hitting the deck. 10 seconds. Youngster up top. That's got to be the round, right? There's just not enough time for Youngster, and he's like, oh, okay, I guess I'm saving. Heroic cannot buy a round right now, you know, despite bits of control, despite trades coming in. Monte are a couple steps ahead in every single round.
Yeah, Monte are reading them like a book at the moment. It's a pretty thin book, though. There's not a lot being thrown. That's a difference. It's a novella rather than a novel. And it's just simple work for Monte to kind of skim read through what Heroic are throwing at them. That's 9 rounds now. The final round of the half. I mean, it already feels like a by and large done affair. But if Monte get double digits in this first, I can see no return for Heroic. They'll be heading into the 1-2 bracket. Ooh, that's an unfortunate time to unscope for Afro. I mean, he's getting out there mostly unscathed, but if he just held his wits about him for half a second more, he takes that pop shot to Silo.
Afro smoked off. It's a break that they go for here, but nothing spotted. Gonna go for another. Nothing spotted.
Crizzen.
Maybe one more. Maybe one more. He might find something. It's Afro who goes digging, though. He really wanted that first kill. It's going to be rewarded. Gizmy gets a dodgy flash through, but he will make it work. Another re-smoke coming round. Man advantage Monte. Can they hold on to it? It's getting a little chaotic out here. Heroic playing loose and fast. However, the trades are just too damn good. It's Youngster all by himself. 1-on-3, a bomb to recover. Yes, they don't know about him, but what can he really do with that? 10-2. Seems all but inevitable.
Yeah. Sure, Rainwaker's low, but there's just no chance of this. That C4 is... see what the name is of the C4?
I didn't. And sometimes I don't think it's good to see the name.
Youngster, nice find.
You want to see it.
Looking for the final 2. He's got sub 30 seconds to do it. And Monte approaching this right. They're just sticking together. But this is still doable. Youngster, he's on a slow map, but can have his moments. He's tagged up, and now he's got to fight too. It's not going to be the case. What a first half of play from Monte. Double digits on their CT side. And Heroic's recovery feels like a Mount Everest of a task for them. We'll see if they can after the break.
Welcome back in here. Looking like it might be a swift finish if Monte have their way. No amount of gamer sleeves in the world that are going to help Heroic here. They need some kind of a miracle to get back into this one. Really one-sided stuff.
Someone say some gamers in the server.
Yes, well. Wait until it's over at least, you know. He's already dead. Unless... I like to build it up. I like to be hopeful, but I think, you know, unfortunately, it's not looking too good. And Monte really don't have far to go here. They're going to try and get things going with the pistol, keep it simple, and just get this one in the bag. Glocks closing the gap. Actually having a bit of a tough time, but they will eventually, you feel, close into things. Actually, no. Nilo stands strong. Maybe some legs to this for Heroic.
I'm kind of surprised that was as inexpensive as it was. Like, I felt like there was so many opportunities for Monte to find fights, and they just couldn't connect the bullets. The idea around the air execute and the A-pop early and towards the round was nice. They just quite literally couldn't hit their shots. Too many chances there for Heroic. So that's the start that they needed. Get the pistol. The force buy to follow should be a freebie, as Monte aren't really investing into it. So a fourth should be a simple one to collect. Also kind of respect Monte for this. No bomb plant, not really any kills as well. They realize to just go in towards the guns as early as possible. Nice nade on towards Afro to soften him up at the start. One of the few people that have brought an upgraded pistol.
Just hanging around at the moment, taking it slow on this T-side eco. Afro looking for a head, begging for it. Oh, now's the time. Now's the time. Might be able to find this angle if he plays it right. They're on completely different peak timers, though. That's so funny. That's actually so funny.
I got a real throwback to you. I hope you know this one. To me, to you.
Yeah, of course. From down the road.
Chuckle Brothers.
Yeah, from down the road.
That is something that only, like, you know, 20 plus year old English people would get.
Yeah. They're famous in my parts. Rotherham United fans and all that sort of stuff.
So me, so you.
Rest in peace, one of them.
Yeah, Barry, I think it was. Yeah, skinnier one.
The light, smaller one.
Yeah. Oh, bad time to turn your back, but the 180 is quick from Crizzen, and it ends up being a near flawless round. Only the casualty of one, which, I mean, you'll take if you're Heroic. That's a round that you want to make sure that they don't get a bomb plant, really, more than anything. That round was always unlikely. Now the first investment to come forward for this Monte side. See if they just get immediately back on track. 3 AKs out, 2 Galils as Izmi and Afro will shore up the util. And Beamer actually tells the AK to go for a Galil so he himself can buy a bit more util. So priority on that for the executes. Let's see what they've got for us. Molly and an aid combo in towards main. Another one as well to stop the swing out. That would generally, in our minds, prompt a vent dive. But they're going to double back towards ramp. Great flash in the smoke. Oh, Nilo, he had the chance at 2 there, but only gets 1. Nice find as X-Filed and Youngster will combine on separate sites.
Monte clearly trying to brute force this one in, and it's just not quite happening for them. I think Heroic have figured that it's like, right, we need to be careful. We need to just really keep the guns up here. For left in a 1 versus 4 overall. Now pretty. Bomb to recover. He's been seen. He's been dinked.
Peekaboo.
It surely has to be over from here.
Yeah, he's not surviving this one. Crizzen's got his number.
I don't know.
He just needs a body shot, surely. Okay.
He does give it a good check.
Crisp as. Very important round for Heroic. These are the right steps being taken to open that door back up. But I'm not really going to entertain the conversation until we get to like a 10-8. Then I can start to maybe facilitate that recovery. For now, these are the right steps, sure, but Monte going to have plenty more gun rounds before this game gets close to being tied up. This one, no surprises, back to a lower buy. Tech 9 for the most part.
Indeed, might be able to get something going here, but
I mean, Monte are scary on these buys. Definitely worth kind of highlighting.
Sure.
They've had a couple of like funky low buy rounds.
Yeah, the utility in the right place and whatnot. They obviously have a game plan. It's a fake outside, a fake vent dive even, followed up by maybe a real vent dive. You know, I do kind of miss it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a burst. Oh, and maybe a successful one as well, actually. Might start to get to put some surety into this round. Youngster moving fast. He's caught for the trade.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, this is not good. Nilo on high, though, comes in with 3. Might have just saved the round. Absolute heroics from him for sure. Afro. No armor to speak of for this Deagle, unfortunately. So, going to be tough. Has to land the quickest headshots, and he cannot get it done. It's close. It's very close, but it's not a victory, and that's what they're kind of desperately after at the moment, as yet to break the siege, as it were, on this T-Hub.
Yeah, they just want to just break the deadlock a little bit of this heroic spree of rounds. They've now made it a 4-round game. It's close, though. Not a bad effort, and they get decent space, decent trades. And with better guns, who knows what that round could have amounted to. All in the past now as Monte come back into the buys. But you can just see, kind of see as to how quickly these wealth of leads and what feels unrecoverable can start to crack open the door a little bit. He's outside, as he will lurk behind that smoke. He joins the rest of the pack. Bomb on the back of Bemis. They're looking for a ramp pop, and Nilo, who just had a brilliant previous round, is going to be tested here. Same with Youngster, he's flashed off the angle. Nilo, good for 1. He'll tuck his head, he looks for a second, which he finds. The 3rd is on offer, and he's spotting shadows, and he's catching bodies in the molly as well. Youngster dips around the corner, and Sus will find one of his own as well. And oh so quickly, Gizmy, who was lurking outside, is left all alone in a 1 versus 3. It's a nice shot down, all getting involved. Nilo for 2, Youngster for one of his own with the pistol, and Sus, who swung through the flames, finds an all-important one.
Not nice of a round. Yeah, I mean,
just can't recover the bomb. It's again towards ramp.
It gives me, especially taking so much damage there. Not hoping hell. So,
got a bit of time, at least.
It's true, and he has a decision to make. I don't know if you just take the AK into the next,
This is
really.
a great boost, though. This is smart.
Unbeatable, I think.
Yeah.
DK's finest, we'll see. Mollied out, dealt with. So 3 rounds the difference now. The gap is closing pretty damn fast. Should be another eco. Lack of bomb plants here for the T side. They're really struggling.
Yeah, you're spot on. It's very, very quickly disintegrated, this lead. Nice work again. They just make a call really early there to bolster up the B defenses towards top ramp, and it just works really effectively. Simple stuff. 10-7, 3-round game. Another lower buy. They actually have looked a bit more competitive on the low buy than they have on the full buy so far for Monte. I miss our old friend, mate. Where's the vent dives?
Yeah.
I do miss them.
Not a single one.
You know,
there he is.
It's like a toxic ex, you know what I mean? Just
not a single one thus far, though, is kind of wild.
I know. Gives me, please, my brother in arms.
It's all the conditioning. I mean, look at the CTs. They're like right on top of vent. They're like, we're going to be constantly watching for this vent dive.
Yeah, they know it's a real possibility.
How's he got smoke?
Oh, front vent smoke.
Wait a minute.
Don't tease me.
Well, they heard that. Nice one, mate.
Something tells me they might not go for it now.
Oh,
what a drive-by.
Yeah, loses a big fight there. They're going to get overwhelmed. You said they've looked pretty successful on these lower buys. Youngster, is it enough?
Oh, no.
Nilo's done very well to just bait things out here, bring it down to the 1 versus 1. Afro does not know where to look, loses track of him completely, does land a shot. Can't quite get it, and indeed, jubilation, because that was really, really close around the... It felt at one point Monte should have been winning, to be honest.
They go 3 for 1 in the initial engagement in towards the A site, so things are looking quite positive, but it's just a double of the orb. Nice work towards heaven. Again, that is a more and more, you know, kind of this a culmination of pressure on the shoulders. This is a 2-round game. I started entering the conversation at 10-8, and I really am. I mean, this looks like it's one-way traffic here. Heroic are looking so comfortable on the CT side. Monte just cannot seem to scratch the surface. I mean, they're not even getting bomb plants. They're not even getting close, right? Even in that one, in that 2 versus 1 back turn there for Azmi, so scared of a main player. It's in through heaven he comes. You lose this gun round. I mean, this might seem brazen to say, but I honestly feel like if Monte loses this gun round, that might just be the map already all but written off.
Yeah, they've
had so many chances at it.
Right, and they're yet to find a round, you know, so it just really feels like this second half is too much for them at the moment. Thank God they have such a bolster of rounds.
Yeah. I mean, if it was an even half, like a 7-5, even like an 8-4, this map's all but done.
Yeah. Slow build up here. They will actually try and act on the outside utility though, by the looks of things. So that's the change up into this one. Youngster is ready. Prison in the vent can get down nice and quick as well. AWP in an unlikely spot is the big thing here though. Are they going to be ready for this? Gizmy split up. I mean, yeah, make sure you're all together here. Trigger discipline,
wow.
and Gizmy is too quick. Lovely, lovely move.
Youngster puts his hands up like, what the hell just happened?
What can you do about that? Azuwu going to catch Crizzen. They've read the setup here. They've gone for something different, and it seems to have worked.
Back up the vent.
And now they do go for the the wacky vent plays. I honestly am behind it here because there were two players down below on that site ready and waiting for them. Just come charging through all those choke points. xFloud heard.
Just call it.
Will go for the save. Monte takes a lot of work, takes a lot of time. They find number 11.
Yeah, and ultimately about time for Monte. Finally. I wouldn't even hate the idea of Heroic calling for a pause immediately in response. Finally, he was around. They found a gap and also doing a decent job on the hunt as well. And, you know, it's probably also worth mentioning that despite the real run of form from Heroic, I mean, the start of the CT side has been only moving in one direction. The rounds have themselves been kind of expensive, so it's costly, but this is a costly hunt here. They lose 3 players at the tail end. And Exile will survive. A quad kill to his name. Maybe a bit overzealous on the hunt there. Monte don't have enough residual cash, I think, to be losing that many bodies at the tail end.
That is true.
That's actually a really, really positive showing for Heroic despite the round loss.
Yeah, few too many pushy peaks, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah. And just all isolated. He's 1v1s, and on top of that as well.
They're not feeling good about this.
Yeah.
Like the timeout coming in again here, Neo.
Yeah, you can tell.
It really is a lack of confidence at the moment for Monte in their T side.
Afro's not going enough for an AK, enough Alarma. He's going to have to Galil this. Maybe even less if he wants to Util.
Yeah, right.
We've already got 1 Galil for Bemis. I mean, it's just tough. And sure, it was expensive, but also definitely kind of worth bringing up because of, you know, what I was saying about the previous rounds being quite expensive. Like, there wasn't really lots of long-term econ for Heroic to fall back on despite the real string of rounds that they've had. So essentially, as we move in towards this next round here, I mean, this is the swing round. Like, this is arguably the most important round we've had all series long. This is the one that A, keeps Heroic alive. Like, you lose this Heroic, you've got nothing left in the back pocket, but the same can be said for the likes of Monte. If Monte loses, they've not got a lot of cash, and that would basically entertain the conversation of Heroic tying this game up. It's round number 20. Sort of feels like it's for all the marbles here. I will mention as well, there's not loads of Utah on the CT side.
Gizmy making a lot of noise outside here, as he's maybe just trying to feign that there's more presence, there's more players than there actually are. He'll try and make his way down super fast here. He's being shadowed by a silent Bemis. This is an interesting kind of strat to maybe try and catch someone getting excited to move through some of these smokes. At the moment, that player looks like it is xFloud.
B split, especially with Gizmy being sent down. A lot of this round honestly hinges on what Gizmy can do from down on B. Bemis, you can just stay if he really wants just towards Red Crate and be that insurance policy. They're going to be flashed out. The first fight is good for Youngster. Nilo going to get one of his own as well. He's still alive, but not for much longer. Nice trade from Afro. That's positive play here from Monte for space. They're going to take lobby control, but downstairs is lost. However, I thought for a second Gizmy was going to go up and rotate behind them. That could have been spicy. They've got the B site. They've got a plant for free. And a make or break. 3 versus 3 for Heroic.
Yeah, one step at a time, I think. Just make sure to get that bomb down and get the site locked in.
Bemis is still upstairs outside. He kind of needs to probably make a move.
Yeah, he's holding for some sort of a flank. I mean, to be fair, in a 3 versus 3, all 3 of them coming in from ramp is a little rare.
Yeah, true.
Afro with a crack angle here to work from.
It's a great gap.
I'm not going to peek into it, though. I think, unfortunately, he might be able to make it work a little later on into the round for the bomb. Molly coming in. Gonna buy a lot of time. Afro does go down, as does Bemis. It's all on Gizmy. He will fall too. Is there enough time? It's perfectly,
I think so.
Perfectly executed by xCloud. Oh. Yeah, that's really well done. Just at the end of the flames, to know that he can get in, to know that he won't go down, and saves about half a second. Not a lot of time in that one.
Unfortunately, Monte needs to fight less in those situations.
Yeah, I think so.
They actually just need to stay alive. I think they're a little bit overzealous in terms of trying to engage them as they're going for the defuse. That Molotov should buy you enough time that if you just keep bodies alive, especially Afro over towards single door, that's the big one. That when he falls here, that for me feels like that's all your chances gone, because asking too much of Gizmy from double. One was not even really properly planted for him, so he couldn't even get a proper denial. 2-round game. Gonna buy back in off the back of the plant for Monte, but it requires Gizmy bringing in a Deagle to play here. Oh my god, Prison. Honestly, he's kind of fortunate not to get a kill. And a dink will come through. I mean, this is carnage as they're trying to barrel their way down. Azzy will lose his life, but bodies are flying down towards B side, and this time with a lot of pace behind them.
They have paused, though. They have frozen, which is kind of the key thing. Rotations have come in. Nilo on the site is such a perfect spot to work from. They will draw back, and I think for me that is the correct decision to just try and reaggress elsewhere. Team Hell might be the name of the game. Rainwaker slowly but surely taking bits of control as well to just kind of see what he can get away with. It's an unlikely round for Monte. Try and make it work. Youngster catches them. Perfect timing just as they'd given up looking towards heaven. The molly will come in, but it's just not looking good, is it? 5 versus 3, low HP bars dotted about. Bomb spotted. Really does not look good here. Afro holding around. I think they're sort of soft saving here, to be honest now.
I think you're right. I think this is probably actually the right call. That's just 3 guns to use again towards the next round. I think the save is the right decision here. The main thing is just Gizmy get out. I mean, Afro should be able to tuck himself over towards spawn. Youngster's not committed. If he just pokes a little bit to the left, you'll find one dead to right. Afro, a little risky. He's got the HP, I guess, to fight at that range. Out my way, he says. Yeah, soft save will come through into the hard save. Double digits for Heroic. What a recovery, though, from them. 10-2 down at the half. Now find themselves 11-10 in reaching distance. And the buy to come back in around what is saved is not going to be really solid for Monte. But it was a real pick your poison thing, right? Because I actually think it would have been even worse if they committed to going down towards B. That crossfire there from the radio player and Nilo on site, like, you just don't have any chance of breaking that down. It's the same sort of setup that Monte were throwing in the first half with Gizmy playing it towards radio and Azu on site. They know how strong it is.
Yeah, totally agree. So I think in terms of what they could have done, making the best of bad situation is probably the correct.
Oh, nice move.
Oh, needed that, though. That would have really, really put a hammer into this round. 4 versus 4. Gizmy left a little low. Prison. Here's them all outside. Rainwaker, meanwhile, uses that to his advantage. The lurking player's not had chance to pop off the past few rounds, but he will do so here. Youngster also on the lurk of his own, but can't deliver. No. He will be flattened, and Monte, with a slightly pacier contact round, will make it work. Ridiculous that they get away with that.
God, that is a tilter for Youngster. He had a really slow start to this map. He was 0-8 to get things going, and just a little bit of the nerves maybe taken over there. And Labored's break. He's spotted the gun barrel, and he wants to capitalize upon that by getting the player on the site first and then drawing attention over. But I think in doing so, just confuses himself a tad. And it's Labored over towards that backside player too. Map series point Monte on their opponent's map pick. Yeah, and you can see the Youngster just a bit of tilt playing in. Really, really good from Rainwaker. We sung his praises so many times on Dust 2 about just how scary his lurks are on the T side, and that's another fantastic lurk. Full contact, out on towards the A side, he shifts all the way through. Main player, heaven player. I mean, by that point alone, that's the round all but done. The value that he's bringing towards his side, I mean, what a pickup for Monte. Newest boy on the block, and he continues to be such a value for the investment in him. And once again, continuing to prove your time on Liquid does not count.
Sure. Bless him.
Hour never for Heroic. Also, a bit of a downside, even if Heroic do win this round, they take a lot of casualties. Like, it's going to be a janky buy in the next.
No, that is very true. That is very, very true. There's a lot of caveats into this one, but I think at this point in the game and their comeback, they just want to see the rounds won.
Oh, they're stuck, actually.
Oh, that's one way of doing it. I mean, I don't know, dogs. They wait for the smoke to go down, try and get cheeky. It's a wild call. It's a very loose sort of style that Monte employ, but just caught out in the open. I think you commit in towards moving down secret, which they definitely could have done.
No, they were mollied. Chris and mollied from main. That's why they pause. It's actually such a good molly from Chrisen. He mollies them from main, he slows them down, and it basically forces them to have to wait as the smoke fades. One piece of utility changes the round wholeheartedly. It's a nice shot, of course, from Youngster, but that's all one for that Molotov. It's absolutely perfect. Just as well as they were crossing. And because they've been shifting all the way outside as well, they don't want to commit to diving down through the Molotov. Not more so because of the damage, but for the information. They were trying to sell the ruse that whether they're outside or not. So I'm going to go looking for the hunt at the end here as well. As we will get one. Potentially another as well. Will Neela go on the elevator angle? No. Going to get flashed into the fight. The flash comes about 2 to 3 business days late. Oh, they don't want to go for it that much themselves. I think it's the right call. We were just talking about it. That's an expensive round. Their finances are a little feeble. So yeah, right move. Not full harm, but yeah, again, that Molotov is absolutely fantastic.
Fair play. I missed that. And it makes all the difference for sure. Yeah, brilliant stuff. Youngster capitalizing, coming alive a little.
Yeah, he's really recovered.
Big round. Are we going to the overtime again, though, is of course the question here. Monte with other ideas, I am sure. They do not want to test the water of that once again.
Wow.
Wild move forwards from Rainwaker. Azuro also going to be left incredibly low. And I don't know, man. It looks like OT might just be on the cards here. They've run out of ideas, clearly. Just trying to force things forwards. It's not looking good. Man advantage, CTs. They can't make any more space at the moment. We'll get this bomb back. Afro is the one with the half an eyeball on it, I suppose. So many angles for him to check before he does commit to picking that bomb back up. And it's probably going to cost him his last smoke.
Yeah. It's not an impossible round, but it's just highly improbable. As you mentioned, because of the lack of utility. If he can get Susp, I mean, bomb collected. He's holding main. Gizmi's holding for the swing, but they're slightly overlooking alt vent. Under a minute. They've got time to work with, and you know, there'd be no better time than event dive right now. Boost up. Oh, he's been spotted, and he's been dropped as well. They now know both of them are there. Susp, he'll see this off in just a second. If he swings now, Afro's dead to right. He's not even considering this is a possibility. Overtime locked in play. Susp, just see it off, mate. Do us a favor. Do us a favor. Youngster will.
Nice flash.
What a recovery. Yeah, nice flash. Yeah. What a recovery. They're not only from Heroic, you're 10-2 down at the half. You recover it, take it towards overtime, but I want to kind of sing the praises of Youngster. He was 0-8 to start, and he ends out positive at the tail end of regulation. Individually for him, great, despite maybe that one hiccup a little bit earlier, which cost them, you know, Monte getting the 12th.
Yeah, wild stuff, man. I mean, Monte just not feeling themselves. You know, it was like 11-8, I think, when they finally won their first round. They immediately take a timeout, you know. The T side of Nuke here, very inconsistent, very
because they overfought Exiled
problematic.
Outside, right?
Indeed. It's so awkward, but
that's a nice move.
They work with the info of the previous round, trying to go for another A burst here, and it looks like it will be successful. As we see once again, the pressure valve is released, and a lot more for Monte to work with, therefore. A lot of damage done, though. Definitely not over, and we don't do any saving in overtime, of course. Certainly on the cards for Heroic to retake back in.
Util's excellent for Monte so far. And they're running thin on it. On the side of Heroic, I mean, that's already Europa smoked out in towards heaven. Another one will come up in the face of X-Floud, so that's going to make his life really, really difficult. They've shift walked away out. Rainmaker, hello. Wake up a little bit. He does. Lovely for him. Oh my god, X-Floud attack, but another find. Oh, what are we doing? Oh my god, X-Floud. He might have single-handedly pulled them in towards this round. He's sticking the defuse, and they're going to win the round. How have Heroic converted that? That is electric from X-Filed. What a round from him. The tap through the smoke, head in hands. Dismayed Monte. They cannot believe they've let that slip.
I mean, neither can I. You know, what do you do?
Oh, that tap.
What do you do? So insane that he gets away with that. Just mental stuff. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. And I mean, it could give Heroic the boost that they need to start the conversation. Monte back in with another timeout. And, you know, we love proactive timeouts, but also sometimes it does make you worry a little bit because it's like, you know, just go through the game and you should be confident here, but I don't know. Something is missing at the moment.
Yeah,
they will be kicking themselves big style.
Wrap it up. I feel like this is going 3, mate. I cannot see Monte digging yourself out of the mental space that they're probably in right now. That is an awful round to lose.
It's just, you can't blame anybody. You know, everyone's sort of at fault. There's not necessarily a thing that needs to change. You just see on the player cams all of them like head in hands. And I think maybe just too much pressure, too much nerves. You know, they're playing a bit too tight. And it's really making a difference here in these key rounds.
Oh, man, I can't believe it. You just see the reaction on the player cams from Monte. Just so dejected.
Yep.
How could you not be? Crossfind. You drop the danger man as Gizmy just wants to lead by example, and the flames of BMAS will find one as well. He pops towards A. The initial execute is actually really quite clean, but we just saw how shoddy the post plant can look. And 8 will come through and it really hits Nilo down low, but Youngster's still present with the orb.
Can't find anything else as the smoke comes down in front of him. Nilo low.
They know
will be
both
dropped. Well, Youngster on the reposition, so we'll see. Surely not another one going to slip through their fingers like this.
It's gone for the rifle too. The right call.
BMAS has one eye on it, swapping in between angles, and now his teammate Inazuo at the alt vent, surely ready for this, and he is indeed. Takes the head clean off, so no funny business this time around. Again, the contact burst he plays, like you say, working quite well. Monte have a formula that's pretty successful at the moment, but yeah, will that one egregious 1-on-4 situation cost them everything in the long run?
Yeah, exactly. Like if you had a nice 2-round buffer heading into the final round of the half, you'd be feeling all right. The fact that it's even, it's not where you want to be. Still pressure. I will say though, considering the T-side performances we've just seen from both sides, if Monte can go 2 for 1 on their T-side, I still think they're put in quite a commandable position, because as much as it's been a long time now, Heroic were equally woeful on their T-side. Who knows if that's going to be the same thing when we head in towards the second half. Moving towards outside. Break open off the smoke, but the second smoke behind red doesn't get broken open, so they can still cross.
X-Cloud. Just holding a pretty chill angle over here.
Just that chill guy.
Yeah, he's just chilling. Rainwaker, meanwhile.
Oh, could have got 2 there.
Bit crazier.
Good lobby crunch. It's great information.
Should be ready for this, I think. Down below, Youngster on the AWP, of course, is most certainly here. He's now got support to join him on ramp. However,
our old friend.
No, I don't think they're all going for it. But Gizmy's holding. It's all going to come down to how the execute looks here. Maybe they do wait a little bit to see what Gizmy can cook up.
Don't like the bomb going first.
Oh, it's such a hard angle to be hitting. He moves away, maybe at the worst possible time, as now he's dropped the angle. Goes back in, not quite fast enough, but at least he gets to fight another day.
Needed that.
Nilo falls behind the silo, often an unbeatable kind of angle. Man advantage for the T side. Bomb going to go down. X-Cloud coming in from behind here to look for a bit more. Will check his angle just in time. Trade it out, but it's back down to the 2 versus 2, and that's the key one. All on to Gizmy. A great game from the IGL here. They've closed the double doors on him. He's trying his absolute damnedest to get over to the control window, but they're so ready, and they will find the defuse. It is the lead for Heroic moving into this second half of overtime.
I can't believe it again that that's a round squandered. That's 2 rounds in that half that I think Monte are thrown away there. I think they're dismayed by how they've even let this happen. Rainwaker does well for 1. He really could have got a second, but it's that kill there. When BMAS finds the backside player, that should be the round all but done, but they're just given the ability to isolate fights. Credit to Heroic, but you've still really got to look towards Monte and say that they've thrown a few of these rounds away. And of course, Heroic can only kill what's in front of them, and they're being given plenty of opportunities to do exactly that. It's been a while since we've seen a Heroic T-side, and oh, the last time we did it, the first half was a rough watch. So the wonder is, does it go back to being like that, or because of the tilt factor on Monte, going to be in a tough spot? I feel like their mental space is in a bit of a rough one.
Yeah, it definitely looks that way. And it's looked that way for a long, long time. And that's, I think, ultimately why we end up here.
You know, as well, this was quite akin to Astralis, that Astralis game where it's like Monte were their own worst enemy because of what felt like the mental space.
Afro mollied off for now, but he's going to stick around, doesn't take a tick. Thinking about a reaggress. And then a flash off the back of it. So some soft faking of information for Heroic to kick this one off.
Good info.
It doesn't do anything for us. Smoke does go down. Feels kind of deep. They could have got ahead of it, but they opt not to do so.
It leaves a gap, though. How quick are the reactions, I guess, ultimately, for Azu? If you're going to throw a smile like this, you've got to hit the shot.
There's no one coming his way, unfortunately, so...
Yeah. Heroic a little bit indecisive here. 35 seconds. A late pop towards A seems to play.
Yeah, they like their really, really late bursty moves.
Who's here?
For an event with the AWP. I mean, couldn't think of anything worse. But we'll see. Stranger things have happened, of course. Susp creeping forward, trying to get some catches. Oh, man. They get away with a lot, in fact, out from single door. Bemus holding strong. Has maybe done well. The missed AWP shot, of course, will be all she wrote. 14-14. We're back to even. Timeout for Heroic.
God, they needed that. They needed that so badly, Monte. I feel like if you lose that one there, that is this map falling apart. And who knows how much effect that would have had in the long term for the series. Back to an even standpoint. And also, I think more than anything for Monte, just a bit of reassurance. Like, okay, our CT sides are still pretty good. Like, that was a nice setup. The crossfires are pretty good. We didn't waste and expend our utility too early because we know that Heroic like to play things generally kind of slow, and we hit our shots. I mean, from what has been, from the halfway point onwards, a poor display from Monte, that's a nice position to kind of put yourself in. Just a, honestly, more than anything, just a sigh of relief.
Ooh, into the tech. Not so nice.
Yeah. I wonder who benefits from a diss tech pause, because maybe you icing out.
Yeah, I mean, I think about this a lot, you know, like...
Can't talk in them either. They're obviously just an attack pause,
Sure,
right?
sure.
But like now you can't talk. Well, the pressure maybe...
It just depends
I'd
on...
argue Heroic maybe, potentially, just because on the T
I
side.
suppose.
Like they still haven't shored themselves up about their T side.
For me, I've always thought it depends on like the player.
Yeah.
Ultimately, like, do they do well in their own thoughts? Do
True.
they do well with a bit of a break to reconsider, or do they just want to like get in there, rely on the instincts, and not have to think so much? So it's probably like more difficult for an IGL.
Yeah.
A little bit easier for like an entry who's just kind of like whatever. My job's always the same.
Yeah, true. I hold W.
Gives me a thing to third, no? I suppose not.
That 180 scared
That was
me.
close. That was close. Yeah.
Maybe a second there.
Very close. That's messy from xCloud. Trade will be there, but Youngster needed 2 to make up for it. Doesn't happen. 4 on 2 now. Risen tagged down.
He's got to be dead here, surely.
It's looking very, very good for Monte, I think. Oh, crack angle missed, but now they've got all the info available to them. That's got to be that. 15 going to be hit first here for Monte.
Just try as you might. There's no way you're finding 4, especially towards that A site.
That feels like a blunder. They really forced the issue there with the
It's
mini
the outside,
move.
yeah. Just
like,
2 diving through a smoke.
One player uncomfortable, clearly, moving through those smokes.
Do you know, I can allow one guy diving through the smoke as an information play, but I feel like losing the life
It's
of
the
2 there.
guy.
Yeah, here, right? It just feels unnecessary for xCloud. It's also such an important player loss. Like, he's so influential in the T-side rounds for Heroic. Here you go, map and series. Another overtime in map number 2, as we saw, of course, in map number 1 as well. It's had the benefit of Monte. A fantastic CT side and regulation. So far in 2 for 2, they've both been pretty clean. That one especially, only the one casualty, no bomb plant. You love to see it.
Molly's rolling in. Bemis on high here. Great spot for him. Only one available.
Oh.
Azu flashed perfectly. We'll leave it into the 3 versus 3 now, so it hangs in the balance. Nilo low is kind of the only slim advantage. Gizmi, though, does manage to find a spam. Oh, Nilo comes away with one. Here's another. How has he ever gotten away with that? That's absolutely insane. You're not really in a position to trade. Gonna drop down. The smoke goes far too deep. Not gonna do anything for anybody.
Oh.
Still got to know about Gizmi here. He's in a good spot. The re-aggress, the re-approach from Afro on the AWP really, for me, is what a lot of it comes down to. They do have those kits available, but that is all they've got going for them. He'll clear in towards Hut now. Can he find this kill? They're not really considering him. Oh. However, at the very last second, Youngster feels it, and it will be another bout of overtime required. That's crazy, man. Nilo goes unchecked.
I can't believe it. I can't believe Rainwaker just walks past him. Doesn't look down. It's such a kind of criminal offense in a retake like that. Because especially for a player that's low, it's gimmicky enough that it's actually to the point of being common. That entry, especially that kill towards Azu, that's so important. That flash over is perfect, but just finding Azu there gives them the space to scale in towards A. We go again. We're reset. Double E overtime here. Magic number we look for is 19. It's a great molly. Azu is so lucky to be alive. He's left limping.
1 HP in the vent.
Getting a knife out at that point,
I suppose. 1 HP in a dream. Outside, smokes rolling through here. And a quick move off the back of them, actually. Gizmi going to manage to find Youngster. We drop down. It's all going to be heard. There's another player in at Squeaky waiting for them. Susp trying desperately to just wrestle a kill back in his favor.
Oh,
not going to happen, and they all fall at the same time. That's crazy.
Flawless in the end. And Heroic immediately go for a timeout. Now, of course, you get an extra timeout for every overtime we go into, just one per team. Heroic use theirs immediately on this T side. The round that Monte were looking for, desperate for. Couldn't get it in the first bout, they get it in the second to kickstart things. But once again, they would just like to have that breathing room. Like 2 is a bare minimum you need for Monte here. If you get 3, that's lovely, but you have to be getting at least 2 because of how shoddy Monte's T-sides have been themselves. Just can't afford to have to play recovery on what has been the lackluster side. This is just a battle of who's got the better CT sides right now.
Yeah, it definitely feels that way for sure. Slow moves here. As an important round, it feels. Monte wanting to keep their momentum. Heroic always playing second fiddle. I think they want an opportunity at taking some control in this extension of play. Easier said than done, though, for sure. Rainwaker loves this angle. Played it a couple times now. Afro joined up with him, so they're ready for a ramp move, it would seem, and, you know, they're not too far off the mark.
Rainwaker playing contact. Afro gonna re-aggress a little bit. Oh, that's big. That's bold as well. You expect the second. The flashes will come through, but they won't do anything for the AWPer. So Afro can find one, dip away, and he can stick around so aggressive if he wants to. Kristen will catch one rotating in. It's inherently a nice move by Gizmi there when they're taking ramp control to re-aggress elsewhere in the map to look towards lobby, but just a little bit too expected, and X-Cloud will now level the playing field back into 2 versus 2. And the way things are set up, they would love to head top side. They just don't have the bomb.
Somehow, some way, they have managed to even this up, which is kind of crazy.
Oh, hi X-Cloud.
Yeah, nice find from Azuwu. Constantly on the move. That's sort of the name of the game on Nuke. 30 seconds. Crizzen going to hear all these footsteps, trying to catch him, but just missing the window of opportunity. But
speedy.
he is fast enough behind them that they're just not going to consider this angle.
No
15
way.
seconds is the big thing. He needs both kills.
Yep.
Can't win by getting the plant. And Afro, what is going on? What is he doing? Gets away with absolute murder there. Really, really wild find. All the same, it is another round for Monte, as expected.
Oh, man. That's it's a nice idea brewing by Crizzen, but honestly, maybe you need like an extra 10 seconds as well.
Yeah, get one. Well, I don't know. I think he's forced into both those fights.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. I think he has to stay 2 1v1s, and also for if Azu plays that smartly, he just doesn't fight. You just stay tucked. Oh, you dip over towards trophy room, whatnot. 2 for 2 for Monte on the CT side. They've now got the bare minimum. The nicety would be making it 3 for 3. Slightly elevated angle for Afro with the AWP as well. Youngster can't clear it from here on Silo, but if Afro keeps creeping, he's just going to walk straight into his death here, surely. Needs to be very careful. Break over from the smoke. One behind it, and Afro will nail the shot. Beautiful work. Down goes Exiled. An important man dropped. Oh, and same for Youngster. This is 2 lovely opening kills to get for Monte. This will really help out.
Yeah, Monte played a bit more confidently here and just running rings around them, to be honest. Really nice switch up into the second bout of the OT. Really solid. As they just look to see this one up to the finish line. Not quite over it, but you feel 3 to do it with. In a game like this, it's been so very indecisive, not very streaky at all.
That's fine.
Maybe we speak too soon. Azu dealt with. Very clean kills from Sus to bring it back to the 3 versus 3 retake now.
No way, surely.
This would be wild. I think there's a fair chance. Afro drops down. Gizmi finds a key kill onto Nilo. But he is traded. We'll see what the boys have got. Crizzen and Suspit with such an important round on the cards if they can snatch this one away. Afro with the AWP, looking awkward, of course. Will spot out Crizzen, but can't hit the shot.
I'm ticking.
Where do we go from here? Don't have a smoke for that bomb, I don't think. Oh, no, okay, they'd already thrown it. Afro gets caught. Bemis out in the open, nothing he can do, and they will get bested. That's wild.
Man, I can't. I mean, all credit has to be given to Sus, but that is such a gross misplay from Monte. How have they let that round slip? At least, you know, we kind of look at it when Heroic are losing rounds, it's just because, you know, they just, like, ineffective from the get-go, right? But, like, Monte, this is, like, the 3rd round we've seen in just overtimes alone where they've just thrown them away. Like, how you lose a chance of that? Like, Azu's got to be hitting that shot, that's for sure. But Susp, again, just brilliant from him. Monte will call for their timeout before heading in towards the second half. So far, in the 3 overtime halves we've had, they've all been 2 for 1 in favor of the CT. And to be honest, I kind of expected to sort of be the same here towards this one. That's such a gross misplay, though, from Monte.
They've had some really tough rounds in the OT that have gone against them, to be honest. Sometimes only themselves to blame.
Yeah.
There's a lot to go back and check and watch and break down here, but it's a little wild that things have been so unpredictable. Nobody's been able to break that into the double OT. I mean, this is where you expect it to get crazier, I suppose. We'll see. Monte have got any riskier strats, secret strats? We are as yet to see the vent dive. Like, I'm not being funny, but why did they do it so many times if they're just not going to employ it? Maybe it's like the vent dive got banned after that Astralis game. That would make sense.
I miss it so dearly. Kind of for the wrong reasons, but I still miss it. Azu's got a really advanced angle towards our side here. It'll be Crizzen, who opens up proceedings. Youngster's holding for a flank via Heaven, but Nilo's here as the insurance policy down low, and Azu loses out the duel. Opening double go the way of Heroic, and the thing is, while Monte have thrown away a lot of rounds like this, Heroic very rarely have from big advantages like this.
No, definitely agreed. Maybe now's the time, say Monte. start to make their way slowly downstairs. Cheeky little boost, lovely idea. Will be some ramp presence coming in as Heroic trying to set up and get ready. B hit to come in. Slow but short. I mean, I like the setup as well. I think really clean spot. Door bursts open. Sus doesn't need any help apparently, and Afro gets caught by the man on high. Flawless from Heroic.
That's a statement. It really is a statement. Great round to be taken. Oh my. Heroic level the playing field. And they just do it so efficiently. Like we said, from kind of advantage having the opening 2 kills, you just don't see Heroic let round of that slip away in the same vein that Monte have. If Monte lose this map, they are going to be kicking themselves. Like, that's the kind of like map, especially the least they're losing the series too. They're the kind of rounds that keep you up at night. Rainwaker sent out in towards the gauntlet, and he will die. But Beamers checks in towards top of Hot. Nice trade from Gizmy. He's also got the bomb. He's also stuck. And there's 2 other players here to meet them. Thankfully, the bomb gets out, so they can reset. And oh, it's our best friend, the Vent Dive. Finally coming through, but X-Valve's joining the group. He's coming through for a bit of the action. And he threads the needle between 2 of the T-side players. He drops Gizmy, and in doing so as well, puts so... not Gizmy is left alive, but he drops so much pressure on it. Gizmy was the one who follows him down. I mean, it's just mental right now. We're into a 2 versus 2. And both of Heroic are sticking together. The B-side's lost, but at the same time, Monte don't need to commit to going to lower side.
So, maybe found the reason why they don't do the vent dives.
Yeah, because they're chaos.
That was pretty rough. But that was wild, yeah. Player in between 2 is madness.
He joins the group. I like this idea, guys. I'm going to follow you.
Yeah. I've seen those clips in like silver lobbies, but not usually in a pro game. Nilo.
Head spotted. Surely.
Did he?
He doesn't comment. He doesn't talk.
It's tough.
He didn't talk.
With the X-ray, I'm not sure if it was like just the brief little bit of an outline that he saw. He seems somewhat aware. Gonna miss the timing massively here. Will get dropped. That's so unlucky. And yeah, that's one you got to get into the demo for and see it from his perspective. I think the X-ray might just have been the light that we saw over the top. Gizmy will drop Youngster. 18-17. They're the first to hit it. We've still very much so got another overtime on the cards here, but Monte, of course, looking desperately to deny.
Yeah, it's actually great trading in that round from Monte, but it's the finest of margins. Nilo gets so unfortunate there. You could just tell he didn't see it because he doesn't even react to it. Doesn't comment, doesn't say anything. It's honestly milliseconds away. If he's a little bit earlier on that peak, he spots the head of Afro. What a game we're getting here. The first map, we thought that was electric, but this nuke has been something untoward. It's once again another map and series point in favor of Monte, but it's on their less favorable T side here. They only got 2 rounds in regulation, but my God, would they love 2 rounds in this second overtime. Going loud about the cross as well. They made steps. X-Valve should be able to know about this.
I don't know. He might just be out of range.
Well, not with these gamer in-ears, mate.
You reckon?
I can hear that with my beard-ass headphones.
It doesn't seem like he did, though, to be honest.
God, I've heard that step, surely. He's only at credit.
I mean, they're going to post somebody down anyway, just because they could have crossed is a very valid argument. Another boost, just doing all the boosts, making sure, clearing every angle.
I like the due diligence. I'll give him credit.
No, it's fair, and they're just desperately looking for that first kill.
Keep an eye on this timer. We've got 2 towards top side as well.
Nilo. A very common angle in this game, it feels.
And alone.
Many people posted up here. Will get overlooked. Double doors swing open. Not everything. Yeah, it's not everything. They're still a little weary of other angles. Youngster to find Rainwaker. They're not thinking about him at all here. Bomb going to go down. He strikes for 2. And that will be another overtime locked in. Nilo goes overlooked. Youngster on the AWP makes it work. And we go again.
Lads, I'm knackered. Do me a favor.
It's my fault. I cursed it. It was half time, and then I was like, "Oh, I might be able to get some lunch for the,
yeah,
for
yeah.
the next one."
No.
And now here we are in the third overtime.
Yeah.
They laugh at us. The gods of Counter-Strike. They laugh at us.
Yeah. They chuckle from up on high. Gaben's on his yacht somewhere,
Well, indeed.
having a little laugh.
He's not watching. Let's not be real. Like,
Hasn't seen CS in
yeah,
about
he doesn't
7
even
years.
know who Heroic are, probably.
Never came to the major. No, they play Dota, mate. He does know them.
Okay,
there
fair.
We go. There we
Monte
go.
got a Dota team, or not sure.
No, they won't. No, I don't think so.
Maybe. Don't know.
Who? I can't remember who owns Monte. Pashnyan Zinchenko, the footballer.
Yeah.
He's a big CS nerd. He loves CS.
I'm not sure. Monte. Oh. Got to cool off a little bit, you know, take a moment, remember what outside looked like. You might
God,
be in here
he's
for a while.
reminiscing.
You might be in here for a while, man.
God. This, mate, please.
Also, he's living on the sun, the way the outside looks at the moment.
Worries
That's
me.
so funny, the little...
Yeah.
Okay,
Get some fresh air.
it
in.
is warm.
Oxygen, good for the brain.
Yeah.
He was really contemplating
Yeah, he was
something
like,
there.
contemplating jumping out the window.
Yeah, just went to a real dark place here. This is what,
It looks like it's on the ground floor, to
this
be
is
fair,
what
but still.
triple OT
I would
Nuke
love
can
to
do
see him
you.
like run from out of his room and just like do a dive through that window. That's real skill. If he can do that, give them the win, you know?
Oh, smoke here, but saying gives me through the flash. That is excellent. BMAS flashes him in, gives me fans to fight. I don't like the knife out there. There was nearly a worry of Crescent re-aggressing. They might just slip past each other in the smoke here. The old ships and the knights. Oh my god. One of you turn around. For the love of God.
I don't believe it.
Oh my god, please turn around.
Surely his action's going down, Chris.
No way.
Shot. He goes down to the
No
orb.
way. Wait, Gizmy can win this round alone here just because they can just plant for heaven. Oh! And a fadeaway, James Harden-esque.
Why is it?
Swishes the 3. How does BMAS get that shot?
I don't understand. When there's like one crazy thing that happens, it's a little bit like, wow, I haven't seen. That's a crazy timing. The
And
whole
then
round
7 of them
just
happen,
like,
yeah.
the whole round just breaks apart. Reality doesn't make sense anymore.
How's BMAS got that
It's like
shot?
a wormhole in the middle of the map, just sucking everybody in.
Oh my god. I actually didn't even catch, because of the pandemonium, how Crescent even died. I don't know if Gizmy did turn around.
I think there was an AWP on either
Oh, single
Marsh
door
or Mini.
probably. Yeah, that may be like, because he was looking from
No,
garage.
he was looking up.
Maybe you will see. Oh no, this is but yeah, this is mental. Oh, all you at home, we promised you get an exciting game here. We said this would be quite a puggy affair.
We did ask for something a bit closer, and it's definitely what we're getting. First out on towards A once again. Sus for 2 on the back end of the site. Might just be the hero they need. Elo chiming in, it's all on Afros, pretty low. Everyone seems like they want to get out of here, though. You know, it's become a lot faster, a lot more aggressive from Monte. Worked in the previous, caught in this one. What do I do now?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay, well, there it went. The element of surprise. Probably the round alongside it.
Yeah. The T side, gods giveth and taketh for Monte. Sometimes the chaos favors, and other times it gives them the old thumb down. I mean, honestly, like, really, who cares if you save on this T side with the AWP? Just gonna have a little look. But yeah, this game is absolute cinema at the moment. At times, I would say for the wrong reasons. It's like watching The Room. You know, it's not good cinema, but it's cinema all the same.
Enjoyable, but like, maybe not for the right reasons.
Yeah.
What a movie.
Just a mental viewing experience.
What a movie.
I haven't watched it in a long time, actually.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. As you can tell, we're losing it over here. This has been one of the roguest games in such a long time. 19-all. Shock horror. We're tied square again. At this point, in for a penny, in for a pound. What's the most overtimes we've had? What's the most rounds?
Ooh, maybe 4.
Oh, we had more than that. I think there was a mental game that was... Well, the M80 Fnatic game was like 31-28, I think. That was
What do you mean in like Pro League in general?
Yeah,
or?
I'm talking CS.
Oh, CS.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That
I thought
was
you meant,
like
me and you in our.
Oh yeah, I think
sort of
we've had like 4 or 5, maybe in like the dregs of tier 1000. But like, you know, when we look towards at this top level, off the top of my head, I think it might be the Fnatic M80 game, which is actually another Pro League one as well. That was on Ancient, if my memory serves me right. Going deep in the bag here. And Rek had an insane performance in that one, I remember. I think he potentially, from that map, in fact, might actually have the most kills ever of a pro in like any level game. And in regulation, it's Poi on Anubis when he was playing for Eyeballers. I think Rek has the... I'm right in saying he has the most ever, yeah, which is on that Ancient game. Like, yeah, really, but at this point, apparently it's 37-34, according to our lovely observer, Jonas. Thank you, mate. If you can update and let us know who played that game, too, that'd be great. Give us all the info. But at this point, we're flying out towards A. Susp and Kristen are here, but Rainwaker, the A-site maker, as he gets 3, make that 4! Oh, my God! This man is just robotic with the shots right now. I'll give him the ace. He'll get denied, but Gizmy will see it off. That is a beautiful entry in towards the site. And Monte needed a hero, but more than anything, that's 2 rounds T-side.
Yeah, the individual moments just stacking up massively there, though. Like, Susp having a great couple of rounds. I thought he was going to be the kingmaker once again. It's Rainwaker who gets in there. So crisp. Had some really, really big moments across the course of this series.
Yeah, Dust 2 is fantastic.
Timeout for Monte, as there is ultimately nothing else in their way. That's how they would feel at the very least, right? Now moving on to the CT side, which, as we said a few times, has been the main point of contention for these two teams. Who's going to get more of those CT sides? We'll find out, but yeah, straight into the timeout. A lot of respect for that.
Yeah, I also love that this is the first time in overtime that we've seen a timeout called from a position of power, not from a position of weakness, right? You know, this is them saying, we're in a decent commanding spot here. We're 2 more rounds away. Every single time we've had an overtime, we've got 2 rounds at least on the CT. So this is now where there is actually an unbelievable amount of pressure on the shoulders of this heroic side. For those who maybe only joined us kind of in towards this map, I mean, I don't blame you. You've kind of got 2 maps worth in this nuke alone, but Monte, in overtime, took map number 1 of Dust 2, their map pick. We said the nuke pick earlier was inherently a bit of a risk because Monte don't mind it, and also far the risk not paying off at the moment. Susp, he's going to get caught. BMAS will open things up. Rainwaker, he was trying to set himself up for a fight, knows that they've actually barreled down upon his position. Really good move just to fall away.
Yeah. Really quite astute from him, as he will drop down below, looking for another multi-frag moment here, should the opportunity arise. And I think indeed they will come walking towards him. He's taking quite a safe angle, though. So actually going to gain a lot of ground in towards B, unbeknownst to him, it feels like. Yeah, and he gets caught completely off guard as he goes looking in. Damage could be capitalized on a little later. I'm going to tell. Gizmy gets blown open, the double doors letting him down, not as much cover anymore. Trade is there. Still not out of the woods just yet. Afro around on the AWP, catches 1 and leaves it all down to xFloud now. Who is going to be known about as that planter, not ready for a Zua in behind. They lost track of the final couple and a big, big find. The 21 comes in. It's a sigh of relief. You obviously can win the game from here. You can take it to another OT, but you can no longer lose is the key thing, and they've got a couple rounds in which to close this out.
Yeah, exactly that. Bit of breathing room. I thought potentially as well, that youngster kill towards top side, I thought that might open up a couple more doors. We haven't kind of spoke too much about him in terms of the numbers department because we normally talk about his calling, but Gizmy is having an incredible game. He's 39 and 31. That's your IGL. And we keep singing the praises of fragging IGLs have been kind of have come through the tier 2. Prison's another great example. Krabeni over on towards Foot as well, but Gizmy's having an absolute barn burner of a map here. He's storming through. Let's see, is it going to be enough? They've got 2 opportunities now.
Oh, Prison,
big
IGL. Find. Yeah, taking matters into his own hands.
Afro
all alone over here. Afro, I think in a good spot, actually. Quick flick. just get Molotov'd off before he can find another. The wall bang. I believe he actually hits both.
He does.
It's just a thick wall, so it eats a lot of the damage. Krizen's still down below, and they just don't know how to deal with him, don't know where he's at. That's maybe a mishap from Rainwaker, honestly, giving the advantage away.
Yeah, 3 coming through ramp as well. This is a big arse. That's a nice find.
Yeah, this is looking good. Gives me with a key kill to just open things back up, crowbarring their way in here. Afro and Beamer's pretty healthy. It's that AWP that makes life look a little awkward. We'll see what Beamer's can find with his bits of utility. Loads of time. I think you want to get it on the bomb, surely. They're going to go single instead. Youngster holding the cross. There's really not a lot of time here. Oh. Door gets closed. It gets reopened. Trade there for one. They're not ready for the second, though. And Afro is bringing up the rear. He will get bested. They just didn't quite leave themselves enough time. And where do you put that smoke? Unfortunately, they put it single. They put it double.
Yeah.
That would have made life much harder for the T side, but how are you to know?
Yeah. In the do-or-die situations, Heroic keep on living. We've had so many map points in basically every increment of this map. Regulation, OT 1, 2, and 3 map points for Monte, which have been failed to be converted. And at some point, you've got to say you've had enough opportunities.
Yeah.
Heroic will use, again, their timeout. What changes for Monte? They just need to stumble over the line with one. That's a big round for Heroic to find, which can really kind of fire them up.
Back into the action here.
Just mental as well.
Yeah.
Our second series of the day was meant to start 20 minutes ago.
Indeed.
Like, not even the pre-show, the game was meant to start 20 minutes. We could start a third map.
Yeah. This is how it goes, man. This is how it goes from time to time. We're making up for it. As we said, some pretty smooth sailing, 2-0s in the first couple days.
ESL getting their money's worth with us in this one.
Now, certainly making up for it. As another overtime, maybe on the cards. Or not. They have indeed just stopped them at the door. Absolutely no chance. Afro will go down.
Gotta get the bomb, though.
But the trade of information, bomb being at their feet, surely feels like it is enough here. Youngster. I thought he'd maybe snuck the bomb, but unfortunately not.
It's just a little bit too far forward. His arm's on. That's stretchy.
Gotta commit. You absolutely have to commit here.
The bloke from Fantastic Four.
Yeah. What, Mr. Fantastic, no?
Is that his name?
I think so.
Yeah.
Like his superhero name.
Yeah.
His real name...
Something super basic.
No, I'm not. Oh, Richard.
Richard, yeah.
Richard Reed.
Oh, that's it. Bag knowledge.
Damn, that's crazy. I'm just a big Pedro Pascal fan.
Yeah.
Anyway, Youngster moving in there. Well, rather not. We're obviously just yapping away. And he is sat around just really praying someone gets lazy and peeks into him. But I don't think it's really going to happen here. 35 seconds left.
Oh. That could be the beginning of the end. Down goes Youngster. And Exile left with it all to do. A 1v4 of a 1v3 on the site. Nice shot. Looks for a second as well. Looks for the spam. Oh, he's going to get it, but it's not enough. Gizmy will see it off. And in one of the most ridiculous and electric games we have seen in a while, that's got to be map of the tournament so far, as Monte take the 2-0 here against Heroic and knock them down into the 1-2 bracket.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so hard fought, man.